All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know why I got lost, but I think we're good. I just shared it, so I think we should be good.
God.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Wow.
Cool. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahasham,
Yahweh
Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakah,
Rakah,
Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And we out here once again. We're gonna go right into it. As you can see, the title, the time is at hand. Okay, and ultimately, that time is at hand. I have a quick precept that I want to start with, which Yahushai did, mention here in the book of Matthew 24. All right, and that's also a very key indicator as to all the things that are to come next. Okay, so really, this is just the beginning of the end. But anyway, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12. Slakia, not 12, 14. It says here, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Okay, so pretty much, that's what we're seeing now. The fact that we're seeing the signs of the end is telling us that this gospel of the kingdom has been preached throughout all the world. And the Lord had it, by way of the internet, that made it much easier for this word to permeate and go everywhere. Like right now, we're doing a live stream. There are people all around the world that can tune in and hear it at the same time. In the ancient world, we would have had to literally go to all these different places. Like that's why the Apostle Paul had so many journeys into Asia Minor, into Greece, into Europe, because he had to physically go to these places in order to set up these churches and give them the message and the word and all of that. But for us, we don't have to do that. If the apostle, if back then they had the ability to live stream, guess what? He would have been able to communicate with all those churches without having to physically travel over there. And Yahushua told the disciples what? That you were not going to be able to go over all these places before the Son of Man come back. Okay, but now we're able to do that by way of the internet. So now seeing the signs of the end, the political tensions going on over there, things getting much worse here. I did a lesson I think yesterday where you pretty much had this dude in the Bronx. Dude walked around with a freaking belt, and just like lassoed it on some woman's neck, like 45-year-old woman's neck, dragged her in between two cars, and took advantage of her. Right? And dude just walked around. I think he had like a white bandana on his face, and that's it. Just in open public. I think it was around like 3 or 4 a.m. or something like that. But it's going to show you the mindset of people nowadays. Like these things are all possible. These things are all possible now. Where you got to be careful. And I was saying it in the lesson is that you have people on the comment board of that channel that posted this content. Basically, a lot of women coming on there saying, "Oh, instead of telling women, what they should do to avoid this, you should really tell men to stop doing this X, Y, and Z." And you got a lot of people coming on that comment saying, "Yeah, this the comment. Yeah, this the one." But how did that go? It's been thousands of years, and you gotta wise up and realize that when people make statements like that, you got to be realistic. That's not practical. You're not going to be able to change every man in the world's ideology. First off, there are people that don't give a damn about what you got to say, and if the Lord puts a spirit on them, they're going to do it. So you gotta take action on things that you can control. If you know that it's dangerous out, then try not to be out at that time. That's the most you can do. And I gave the example of like rain. If you know it's going to rain, are you going to go with the option of saying, well, you know what? Tell the rain not to rain, right? Tell the sky, tell the Most High to make it not rain, rather than me take an umbrella. What's going to happen? You're going to get wet because you can't change the rain. That's something you can't affect. But what you can do is take an umbrella with your ass. So when you talk about, don't tell women how to dress and all that. Look, we're telling you that we cannot change the way the world is. But at most, you can mitigate it by dressing modestly, so you don't make yourself a target. And if you don't want to hear that, then cool. Yeah, some talking about they'd rather be in the woods alone than to be with a man. And I said, man, and when we used to do Instacart, man, and you drive through some of these neighborhoods, and it's at nighttime, and some of them, the woods, there ain't no street lights. Okay, the only light is the headlight of your car. So you talk about the woods, you know, you you don't know what you're talking about. Because when you actually in the woods, you'd rather be with freaking in Ted Bundy's basement than to be in the woods by yourself in that time.
That's right. Well, very soon, a lot of these women gonna have the opportunity to be in the woods.
That's
All
it.
right, because I actually did a video on this yesterday, and I also saw the elder Karatazar from Vegas also did a video on it. All right, that the Vatican is preparing to give out certain guidelines on apparitions. All right, so it's funny how that happens, and then of course you have yeah, yesterday they were saying that there was the sun had given off some form of geomagnetic
Yep.
pulse or some shit like that, and that could affect telecommunications, the power grid and so on and so forth. And it's interesting because this is all happening right around the halfway point of the year, which we've been saying that these devils tend to move things in a space of 3 to 6 months, right? Every 3 to 6 months or so, they always come up with something new, some type of psyop to keep the people, in a certain mind state of fear. Okay, number if it's not H5N1, all right. If it's not the protest going on, right? If it's not you fearing your life when you go into the streets like these women nowadays, there's always something, And now they're also saying that a lot of evictions is going to be happening very soon. Okay, so you couple all those things, right, in the so-called election year, inflation, all these different things happening all at the same time. A lot of people are going to be out there in the woods for real, for real. Okay, when the lights go out, which is going to go out very soon because Klaus Schwab made a promise that before 2025 we're going to have a huge cyber attack. Okay, a global cyber attack that's going to make CV look like a walk in the park, is what he said. All right, now look no further than what's going on in China. All these things is preparation for what's going to be coming out here to the west. Okay, look what's going on in Canada. That's the beginning. Okay, and remember, with the little treaties that they have, I forget exactly what the treaty is called. Canada, U.S., and Mexico are all together. Okay, they're all together. They're literally doing away with the whole border situation. That's why they got the whole migrant crisis and all that. Nah, the border is really to keep people inside. Okay, all these people coming on board. When Trump comes in, if and when he comes in, he's locking shit down. He already been said it. He said he's gonna bring back the guillotines, right? He's gonna bring back the death penalty, and he said he's gonna use the military to send all these people back, and he's gonna open up camps to put some people in there, man. We've been telling you this that this is gonna happen very soon. So your days are numbered. Okay, all these women on the common boards, on the internet has made you think that you have this security and you could just come up and say whatever the hell you want to say. When the time comes, you're gonna need a man. The same men that you talk shit about, right? It's all psychological. Soon you're gonna need those men, right? You're gonna need a man to protect you in those days, man. All right. But a lot of women are not gonna have that protection. That's why it tells you in the book of Micah, the 7th chapter, that what that she that is mine enemy shall see it, right? And she's gonna be trampled down and stomped on like the mire of the streets. And that's a lot of you so-called black women, man. You gonna be fitting that prophecy very soon, man. Okay, you belligerent, disrespectful women out there, you're out of order, right? You wanna be at ease, right? Without being careful, you're careless, right? All these things is gonna happen to you, man. You know, but it's all part of the end time prophecies that there is no security. Okay, it's a time of fear, the time of uncertainty, the time of trouble. Okay, but you got it, bro.
God, I got that precept you just mentioned.
All right.
And then I want to go into the that you mentioned apparitions, right? The Vatican's warning about that.
Yep.
We can go into Wisdom of Solomon. Come on, bro.
Yeah, it's actually what I was gonna add on to that is that in the video I added on that they're gonna use Project Bluebeam. Okay, the whole concept of Project Bluebeam is a perfect time. They're saying that the technology is exactly where it's at for them to be able to pull something like that off. Okay, so it's interesting that the Vatican is coming out and saying, "Hey, get ready for some apparitions. We're gonna give you guidelines," and then just right then and there, the false prophet comes out and says his shit, and then of course you got NASA coming in and saying, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? There's the Aurora Borealis or something like that, right?" So hey, man, we gonna see, but you got it, bro.
Yeah, no, that definitely true, man. And they also got the whole CERN thing going on. Whatever. I mean, it's interesting because what they're actually doing over there is something that should have a lot of attention on it because it has the potential to really mess with the laws of nature. But there's very little information that comes out about what CERN is. Like if you ask the average individual, have you heard about CERN? They're gonna be like, what the hell is that? But what they're doing down there, trying to smash particles or whatnot at a fast rate, and then supposedly or allegedly having multiple sites of this around the world. What are they actually looking for, right? Because you're investing, probably billions of dollars into building these giant particle colliders and all of that. What are you like? What is the end goal? Why are they investing all that money in there to do what? What do they want to find out? you know, because you can't just say, oh, we're just testing it to test the laws of nature, because there's a specific format that they're doing it in, right? So clearly there's some end goal of it. And, they might open up, they could open up a portal. Maybe that's what they're trying to do, right? Because we know that on their higher elite side, they do have these rituals and all of that. When you go into like the Albert Pike and all those different things, the different stages of Freemasonry and all of that, they do interact with mediums and spirits on the left hand side. So they're not clueless to the actual real spiritual world that envelops this real world, right? The scriptures tell you that the things that are seen or made from the things that are not seen, right? And of course, the physical came from the spiritual. See, so they know exactly what they're doing over there, and maybe they end up opening something that they don't, or they cannot close. And the Lord sends that Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 18 up in here, because it's interesting that with the apparitions the Lord sent was to Egypt, and this place is known as the modern day Egypt. And he said he was gonna, Second Ezra 15, hit this place with the same plagues, right, as before, like he hit ancient Egypt with. But this time it's modernized, right? In ancient Egypt, or in the ancient world, the Lord could send a famine by way of locusts. He could send it by way of a drought. Today, he doesn't need to do that. He could just use Esau to artificially manipulate things and still have the same end result. That's why the Lord calls Esau the sword, because it is by Esau that the Lord punishes both us and the world. But I got that precept you asked for, or you quoted Micah chapter 7 verse 10, and it says here, then she that is mine enemy. Matter of fact, let me start at verse 9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord Yahweh, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. So we are bearing the indignation of the Lord, which is why we're in this condition that we're in now. But we understand that, so we're bearing it until the Lord, pleads our case and says, you know what, now I'm going to flip the tables. But while we're bearing it, you have our own people that are making that more difficult, right? So verse 10, it says, then, so after the Lord pleads our cause, then she that is mine enemy. And an enemy is an adversary, somebody that is adverse to you. And there are a lot of people that are adverse to, really not even us, but the Heavenly Father, because we come to teach the words of the Lord. Matthew 10 and I think it's 10 and 20. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father that speaks within you. So we're bringing the message of the Heavenly Father. So you get mad at us and you hate us. That is a reflection of how you really feel about the words of the Heavenly Father. So she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy God? So it doesn't mean that, these women literally come up to you and say, where is the Lord thy God? But the sentiment is echoed when they speak in a patronizing manner, or they talk down to you in a condescending way because of what you believe in. And they make it seem like, oh, you less than the filth of the earth, if that's the kind of lifestyle you live because of what you believe in. And that's because they doubt the power of the God that we believe. So she that says that, what's going to happen to her? Shame is going to cover her. Number one, she's going to feel stupid for all that shit she did, but it gets even better or even worse for her.
Right, but real quick too, and always remember that. Oh shit! Always remember that a woman's image, right? Women don't really feel guilt like men do, right? A man would do something, and based on the end result, you feel guilty. You're like, damn, like this happened because of me. Women don't feel that way. Women is always mostly a blame game, right? It's either you made her do it or you made her not do it, right? It's never her. See, but shame, women feel shame. They don't feel guilt. right? Shame means her image is tainted, right? Damn, like, oh man, like nobody's gonna look at her the same, right? And it's the same concept with America, right? America is no longer being called tender and delicate, right? So that image of America being that so-called great country that everybody want to be with, right? Everybody want to come here to America and establish themselves and then go back to their country. America has made me great. America is because of America that I was able to go to school and do all this dumb shit. People are not echoing those sentiments anymore, right? And it goes the same way with these women. A lot of men are deviating from the women, starting with the so-called black women. Okay, and that's because the shame is covering them. People are seeing it. You know, they're seeing their shame, they're seeing their flaws. Like Buzz did a video a couple of days ago on this so-called black woman, right? Bald ass head, fat, chubby, big
Silver
mama
back.
house looking ass, big back. You know what I'm saying? She got her back is Broadway. That's the real Broadway. You know, and she goes into a restaurant where a man is sitting with his family, kids eating, and she goes out there and she think it's funny, and she started doing all that like an elephant dance, like what the hell, right? And she does all that shit, and that's all part of the shame, you know. And it's a generational curse, but it's literally the shame that's covering these women. And guess what? A woman like that, when shit goes down, she gonna be the first one to get stomped out. You know what I'm saying? Big Mama House, you gotta have 2, 3 men have to stomp her ass out to make sense out of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what's coming, because again, all these so-called women are pretty, she's pretty, she all strong and independent, all this extra shit, right? She gonna get to that point of realization where you're too old for any man to want to be with you, right? And you're too belligerent for any man to want to even come around you. You see, so you got all this so-called independence, you got your whole life going on, you got money, you got your career, you got your own shit, but you're single, you alone, nobody want to be around you. You see, and that's a shameful thing, because now you got no children. Okay, that's the ultimate form of shame for a woman, to have no kids, man. Right? So the fact that Isaiah 4:1 is happening, but yet the men are not choosing you, even though you're coming around saying, "Oh, I could make my own bread and I'll eat my own bread and wear my own apparel. Just let me be called by thy name." That's a shameful thing, because we gonna be like, "Nah, fuck out of here." Because what does it say? It says, "Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." A reproach is a shameful thing. Okay, you being childless, you being unloved, right? You being despised. That's a shameful thing, man. Because women are supposed to be feminine. You're supposed to be tender. A man is supposed to sometimes go out of his way to make sure that you're in a good case, because if you're in a good case, you make his life better. You make his life easier. But now the tables have turned. You know what I'm saying? You got this viral video of this guy. I don't know what country he's from, probably Nigeria or something. And he had this chick that he was going out with, and she said, "Oh, you're not gonna come out to open the door for me?" And he
Oh,
said, like after a while, he's like, "Hey, you know what? Just get out the car, man. It's over. Fuck this shit. Just get out the car." Right? That's the mindset that a lot of men are in right now. You're not getting a second chance. Like if we ask you out and you say no, we're moving on. We're not coming around like, "Oh, let me try to court her. Let me hit her up again. Nah, fuck all that." You see? And that's all gonna be a shameful thing upon the women, because now you've done all this shit, right? You've gone above and beyond to try to put yourself on a pedestal, and now the men are like, "Nah, fuck it." They kick the pedestal off. Now your ass is down. You see? So the reality is setting in, right? And a lot of these women, you're not gonna have a way out. Your only way out is through a man of the Lord. That's the only way out, because our only way out is through Yahushua. Okay, so it's down that line. If you're not part of that line, you despise the man. You despise the man of the Lord, because a lot of women do despise men for whatever fucking reason, right? They actually have a disdain towards men. That shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's all the doings of Esau, because he had to create an enemy. He had to put a wedge between our women and the men. You see, and he's done a great job doing that. But guess what? That's all part of his ass whooping too, right? Once the women realize that this motherfucker is the one that cost me all my power, all my happiness, they're going to ban in. They're going to try to ban with us and try to fight against Esau, but it's not going to work. Only a select few women are going to be given that ability to be in the household of a man of the Lord, man. Okay, and that's the most important thing for a woman in these last days, to be in good graces with a man of the Lord in the same spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, but a lot of these women who don't have that spirit, you're gonna be left out there, man. As the brothers gonna read, okay, that shame, that disgust is not gonna be something that a man is gonna want to come pick you up and clean you up from. Nah, you're gonna be stuck right there. You're gonna get stomped the hell out, man. Right? No mercy. When you and troops come in here, they don't care about what you got to do. They don't care about what you got to say. They're gonna be raping women. right? Mercilessly. I mean, you're going to have 100 dudes coming in, pop, 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 just like that, going crazy. And then after that, they're going to kill you because that's their mission. Eliminate them with all costs, right? Eliminate them. Just get rid of them. That's that death angel in Ezekiel, the 9th chapter. The Lord is going to send him out there. He says, spare none. Women, children, old women, young, it don't matter. The order has been given, and they're going to do it. They did that back in Germany. Okay, I believe in World War II. Okay, and also I believe in World War I, they were doing the same thing. Okay, pillaging the village. You know, they send the men off to war, and then now you got the women and children at home, and then they come in and they say, hey, it's time, let's work. Everybody get a piece. You know? So there you go, man. But you got it, bro.
Yeah. Hey, and just to backtrack a bit, you know, that dude with the chick, you know, that was a skit, but you know, it's still the same sentiment that's being echoed. You know, and also, you know, I mean, technically speaking, everybody does feel guilt. So, you know, before them scoffers come on the comment board, yes, women do feel guilt. But the brother's point is that it's not on the same level as a man. You know, obviously, just like a woman has some level of testosterone, but not as much as a man. You know what I mean? So it's just like the way the Lord set us up in terms of design wise. But let me finish this precept of Micah, and then I got you, Shalom. So this is Micah 7:10. It says, "Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, Where is the Lord thy God? Mine eye, mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets." See, so at the time when the judgment actually comes, the Lord is going to have it to where we're going to witness a lot of these women that were adversaries, thinking it was funny, it was cool, it was all fun and games. All those people that supported them on social media, they're going to either be dead or missing somewhere, you know. And the Lord is going to have it to where we witness the judgment that comes upon these women and these men too. But in this verse, it's particularly talking about these women being trodden down as the mire of the street. Nobody, first off, when somebody steps in mud, they want to get it off of their shoe. That's how low mud is. They don't look back to see, oh damn, is the mud okay? You know, they if anything, they try to avoid even stepping over it. So that's to sort of give an image metaphorically of the level that they're going to be on. If you're today in this society, women's value lies in their looks. That's what happens when you over sexualize a society. You give value to women based on what they look like, and then they complain about being objectified, but they put they want to fit the category anyway. So society makes it to where a woman is high value if she looks good. A lot of these women today, man, they don't know how to cook, they don't know how to clean, they don't know how to be actual companions. They just look good, and all of a sudden they got what kind of women are the most popular on social media? Women with OnlyFans or that are posting pictures of themselves. So it's all about the look. But when all hell breaks loose, that's not gonna matter because today you see a chick, you know, she got all these millions of views. You're like, damn, how am I gonna get with her? You know, damn, I even sliding them DMs. So she's rare, she's valuable, right? In that time, they ain't worried about sliding in your DMs. They ain't worried about getting your phone number. They're gonna do what that dude did with the belt. You know what I'm saying? The scorpion. Get over here, lasso your ass down, and do what they gotta do. So now your value has gone down because guess what? Anybody can get access to you. They just gotta see you run up and grab you. So now, as a man, thinking, okay, you coming up to me saying I should take care of you, what value do you bring? You can't say your looks. Because if I wanted you, I could take you. So why should I actually not just do that? Why should I actually take you and protect you and feed you and provide for you? What can you bring? You got it, bro.
I'm just gonna Lord's one can add on to what you and the brother Aharon said.
Slok. Can you hear Shalama? Okay, yeah. Speak up a little bit.
Lord's one can add on to what the brother Aharon Bakar said, but basically the Lord is basically gonna give these women exactly what they want. You can hear me?
You good? Or you need a little bit more? More passion, more passionate.
Now just come closer. Come closer to the camera.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just step over here then. Yeah.
All right, my bad. So Salakia, basically I'm gonna just add on to what the brother Aharon Bakar says. Basically, the Lord is going to give these women exactly what they want because in society, what is it that they do? They like to, like you were saying, over sexualize themselves. Women like to I'm going to keep it PG, but what? They like to say that what? They want the elephant rod and things like that, right? So seeing as how they've been over sexualized, or even they say sometimes, oh, I'm too good for a man. There's nobody that can have me. Well, seeing as how you say all these things, and what does it say in Matthew, I think it's 12 and 36, by these things you should be condemned by these things. Could you get that? I don't want it. your eyes.
All good, all good. Is it by thy words that shall be?
Yeah, I know it's 12.
Is it by thy words that shall be justified, by thy words that
Yep.
shall be condemned?
Yep.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
found it for you.
verse 36.
12 and 36. All right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, this is Matthew chapter 12, verse. Oh, one more page. Verse 36. It says here, "But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment."
Right, so you're gonna have to give an account there. You're gonna have to stand by your words, what you say, ladies. It's none of this like the brother was saying how women, even men today are like you mentioned with that skit. That is just a sentiment of the things that men go through these days. Yeah, it's a comedy skit, but it is something that actually happens.
Right.
Like just, I believe it was a couple of months ago with the guy with the cheesecake factory.
Yep.
The chick was making a whole issue about going to a cheesecake factory. But I'm now getting to know you. I'm not going to take you to someplace expensive and then it's like, think about like why I wasted all this money on you and then nothing comes of it. A lot of when you try to talk to someone want to understand, well, why are you like this? Why don't you open up? Why don't you this? Why don't you that? A lot of men, like I'll use myself for example, don't care to explain themselves to you women. Don't care to explain to you the plight of men. Why? Because you only see things your way. You only see things one way, and that's one. Well, you have to do this. You have to do this. Yeah, but you women have a responsibility as a man as well. We're all adults here. A man has his responsibilities that he's supposed to do to a woman, and a woman has her responsibilities that she's supposed to do for a man. So that way, what? You have a stable household. It's not this thing where the man just does everything and you just stay home being a pretty face. Yeah, it's nice to have a pretty face. The scriptures even tell you that. A man loves nothing more than the countenance of a woman. A man loves a beautiful face. But you have to be nurturing. You have to be a mother. All right, you have to be all these things because this is what keeps a household. Because when eventually you have a household, when you have kids and things like that, what? A pretty face is not going to do anything, right? The kids aren't going to be, pardon me, I'm not trying to be, weird, but a kid's not going to be attracted by a mother. What? They need a nurturing and loving mother, a mother that can cook. A lot of women, like the brother said, women don't know how to cook. You don't know how to do something that's a basic need of everybody.
Right.
Even I had to learn how to cook. Why? Because it's a basic need. Regardless if I have a woman or not, I should know how to cook so I can take care of myself. But you have a lot of, a slack you for being long-winded about it.
No, you're good. It's good.
But a lot of women today, what is it? They have this, I don't cook, I don't clean, that Cardi B type spirit and things like that. You don't cook, you don't clean. You a nasty ass bitch. You don't cook, you don't feed yourself. You don't clean or anything like that. So what's up with you? You dirty down there. You dirty all up in your crib and things like that. Who wants that type of stuff? But to get back to the main point is that what a lot of you women are gonna have to stand by the things that you say. You're too good for a man. Okay, so when Jacob's trouble happens, stay by yourself. You're independent. Stay by yourself and take care of yourself. Like the brother was given certain scenarios. Oh, men are gonna take you up. Okay, fight for yourself now. Do your own thing now. You're gonna see that whole delusional thing because I know, some brothers will say, and I'm not saying that's not wisdom. That women like to escape, pretty much accountability. Nah, fuck that. You're gonna have to deal with the realities of life. You're gonna have to deal with you're going to have some level or have to take some level of accountability. You can't completely run away from accountability. You women are gonna have to deal with being accountable of what? You have pretty much messed up your lives. A lot of women don't like thinking that they are pretty much the bad guys of their life. Oh, motherfucker, god damn it, bitch. God damn, man, while I'm talking, shit sneaked up on me. Salakia.
Yeah, so I couldn't tell if it was coming on the sign or you, so
Damn. Messed up my whole flow.
That's also we're gonna let that go.
Damn. I'm like, I'm feeling a little sun, but I'm like, whatever. Oh, fuck. Yeah, god damn it, man. Salakia. Yeah, you women gonna have to deal with accountability. That messed up everything.
Yeah, it's all good, man. This is insane. Just trying to mess with the flow.
point came across.
Yeah, you still got the... Hey, but just like the brother was saying, man, you're gonna need to be accountable for your actions. And the Lord, and that's the thing, the Lord is gonna hold you accountable for your actions. Because if we try to hold you accountable for it, we're the villains. How you gonna make a villain out of the Lord? He created villains. And you know how he's gonna hold you accountable? By actually creating situations and putting you in them. And you're gonna have to handle that situation. Like the brother said, you know what? You want to be independent? The Lord will have it to where everybody you come across tells you, "Nah, I'm good. You go do your own thing." What leverage? That's the thing. Like, what leverage are you gonna have? Are you gonna force a man to take you with him? You need his protection, right? So what leverage? What are you gonna do? Cry? What if he doesn't care? You know, that's the thing that you got to think of, and that's like you said. If you don't think long term, you don't think about the latter end, how your actions now are gonna come back to affect you later on. You're gonna find yourself in a very, very, very deep pit that you can't get out of, with scorpions and snakes up in there.
Hey, like the brother read the precept, they're gonna be in the mire, in the mud, you know, which, like brothers were saying, a woman's value now in this society is strictly based off her attractiveness, and they leverage that to make millions. Oh, he's over. They make millions of dollars leveraging their beauty. So when you're in the mire, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these women don't even know how to wipe their own ass, man.
Yeah.
A lot of these women don't even know how to have correct feminine hygiene. You got to have like an understanding of your own body, your pH, and different things like that,
Right.
in order to maintain yourself as a woman. So the baddest bitch, what is she gonna be in that day? Think about the finest IG model. Now throw her naked in the mud and let her roll around and see how she looks. She's gonna come up to you and be like, "Oh, bitch, you stink. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not, man, what?" And we're gonna have, the Lord is gonna put a spirit on us. We're gonna be very selective in that day. You see, like that bitch that was in from the restaurant video, shaking ass in front of the Lord. Got a sense of humor. He gonna have them same Edomites that you was shaking in front of. They gonna chop you up and eat you in that day. They gonna slice some bacon off your back, bitch. And you're gonna have to deal with that. And you're gonna know. And nobody's gonna be there to save you. Nobody's gonna redeem you, because this is the life you chose. Eve, I got a precept. 1 Corinthians 11:32. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world. Going into, you read Micah 7:9.
9 and 10.
9 and 10, right? So bearing the indignation of the Lord. We're bearing it now so that when the time comes, when the Lord brings that judgment, that we could be preserved from death, right? That we could be delivered. So we're chastened now. The reason why brothers go through things is brothers, man, I'm catching hell, my back, my this, my that, my leg, my job, my woman, my kids, whatever it is so that we could be purged, have the iniquity purged out of us now. So when the time comes, the Lord said, all right, I did what I had to do with my sons. I took care, I made sure I disciplined them. Now the world, now they've been living it up, right? They haven't been getting chastised. These women have been taking flights, Dubai, this part of the world, that part of the world, on social media, taking pictures and looking cute in front of the food, right? Now imagine you take all that food, strip her of her clothes, strip all the shit she had, and throw her out there in the wilderness and see how she fares then. It's gonna be you're gonna be in bad case, man. So we are chastened now so that we can be delivered when the time of Jacob's trouble comes. Because this world is gonna be condemned.
Yeah, I think they did that to Miriam, right? After the Lord struck her with leprosy.
Right.
Yeah, so it shows you the Lord didn't give a damn. Say, oh, she's a woman. You know what I mean? Have mercy. Yeah, okay. You got it, Shalomar.
So I forgot my point, but I have a precept there.
Yeah, I still also got that one verse for you in Matthew about idle words. You got it.
You got Shalom?
First Timothy chapter 5, verse 6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. So pretty much a lot of these women is say what you're saying. A lot of these women is pretty much dead on the inside. Yeah, you're going out, you're taking all these trips, you're going here and there, but you don't have nobody. You don't have a man. You don't have nobody to take care of you, to look after you. A lot of these women, they're scared. That's why a lot of these women are becoming pick-me's and things like that. They see that there's a change. Oh, that was my point. With the whole MGTOW or the men going their own way, the whole pretty much men have been so disgusted with women to the point where they're going across the world to get away from you. And a lot of women are saying, oh, these men just want dumb women that don't know anything and things like that. No, it's because they don't want to deal with the sharkeishes, the masculine energy, the fighting, the hitting you, the trying to chop your rod off and all that type of stuff. That's stuff that, I've heard stories of that, and you can look it up on YouTube. Trying to light your area on fire and things like that. What type of man wants to deal with that type of stuff here? But you'll have women say, oh, they just want stupid women over there. But no, a lot of those women are very educational. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, America is one of the dumbest countries in the world.
Sadly, yeah.
Here it is. Men are telling you literally what they want from you, and women can't seem to understand that. It's just like, I don't know what you're saying or whatever. It's the delusion. Delusions, Mr. Anderson. Vagaries of perception. That's pretty much what it is. So men have gone across seas to get away from you. So think about how that looks for you black women. to the point where men have literally went across seas just to get away from you, and you can't realize that you're the problem. It's you. Now, yeah, men, you know, we have to get ourselves together as well. But what? You women are so bad here in America specifically that men said, fuck it. If men could go to another planet just to get away from you, they probably would. That's how bad you are.
And mainly it's the American Eve. The black, so-called black woman in America is the main culprit. That they're jumping over hurdles, passports, different countries, 12-hour flights just to get away from you. And the scripture says, "I'd rather dwell with I think it's a lion and a dragon than with a quarrelsome woman." So that's just a testament of how wicked these women truly are, man. They even had I was watching MTR's videos, you know, mediocre tutorial reviews. He makes pretty good videos. You know, he's considered a red pill, but he's trying to distance himself from the manosphere for different reasons. But basically, he's just, you know, teaching men how to be men, teaching men how to conduct themselves with women, how to be cautious, how to move with wisdom. You know, he's a Jake. Recently, he did a video, though, saying how the Alphabet Boys, the FBI got him on the list for being a male supremacist. Wow. With the sprinkle bitches up here talking about how to commit prenuptial fraud. She said if you take the prenup and you sign it, but you make sure you're intoxicated, go ahead and get drunk and faded, snort a line of cocaine, you know, maybe make sure you know, roll something up and chief it and then go do your prenup, then you're going to be covered. So Esau will finance them to do that shit. Put millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in order to get programs for women to be single mothers, right? And it's mainly affecting which community? So-called Black, Latino, and Native American community, the Israelites. So that's the ones that it's mainly affecting. So they'll finance that, but you try to start teaching men, yo, this is how you should be. Beware of these women. Conduct yourself in a certain way. Have integrity. Have a standard. Invest in yourself. All of a sudden, that's a male supremacist. So this is the iniquity of the so-called white man. This is why another reason, one of the many million reasons why the society has to burn.
Yeah. Hey, and this is all happening because of biblical prophecy, right? It tells you that in 2 Thessalonians about the man of sin being revealed. Now, when you're a man of sin and you being revealed, the only thing you want to do is keep on finding ways to hide from you being revealed, right? You come up with, they're changing the whole entire language now. What the hell is a male supremacist? That's the first time I ever heard some shit like that before in my life. A male supremacist? Like, we live in a patriarchy. The whole world is built on the backs of men. How do you come from this whole concept of, you know, this whole digital age that we're living in, which was, again, built by men, okay? And who's controlling all of this shit is men. So if you want to say male supremacy, who's the number one man on the face of the earth that has all the power on the face of the earth? The so-called white man. And we're not talking about just any old so-called white man. They're typically old, decrepit, but wicked as all hell. Okay? They own all the banks. When you go into politics, they run it. Okay? They run all the countries, right? It tells you that Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Okay? So the scriptures tell you that in the last days, you're going to have a specific kind of people upon the face of the earth that have all the power. And they call themselves the Jays today. They try to find ways to hide from, you know, the criticism or the truth, really, right? They call it everything is all anti this and anti that. Now you call male supremacy? Shit. I've heard white supremacy. I've heard that. You know, I've heard them call us black supremacists, right? Because we believe that we're the ones to rule next and so on and so forth. But it's not really a black thing. Okay, you notice they don't even push any of these other nations. They just push so-called blacks, so-called whites, because that's the main characters of this movie, Jacob versus Esau. However you want to cut it, that's the main basis or theme of the movie. These two nations going at it since the beginning of time. Okay, since the time of Genesis all the way till now, and it ends with a colossal clash between the Heavenly Father's Son and his angels, or the Heavenly Father's sons, all right, and their angels against Esau and his angels, man. It tells you that in Revelation, was it 12 and 7? Okay, Michael and his angels fighting against the dragon, all right, and his angels, right? So that war is coming. Second Ezra, the 13th chapter. Okay, so building to that, they try to demonize anyone that will oppose their effeminate, androgynous, Baphomet spirit. Separating man and women, that's something they want to do away with. You see what they're trying to do, gender fluidity, okay, gender neutral, all this extra shit. They try to blend in all right, men and women to be one, to fit that Baphomet spirit of the androgynous penis and vagina slash penis and titties, all that bullshit that they got going on, man. They wanna feminize men, and when men stand up, starting with the men of the Lord, that causes a huge shift in the vibration. Okay, because when we come out here, I was watching the elders the brothers from Dallas yesterday, right, and everything that we're bringing out was basically calling out the bullshit that be happening in the so-called black communities, man. Okay, you got niggas that they come into the truth, Sakari. They come into the truth, and now they want to push this whole gang mentality bullshit. Talking about, oh, that we gonna bring the gangs into this. Who the fuck want to have some gang members in this ministry, man? Huh? Scriptures tell you to keep the things that which is pure is gonna be kept pure. Okay, but yet niggas want to come in and muddy the waters every single time. The Lord is gonna do away with all these niggas, man. Okay, those are not the kind of men that the Lord is raising up. The tabernacle of David were warriors. We're not no pussyfoot and pimps and simps. We're not doing all that shit. Okay. When the scriptures tell you about the warriors that are being risen up, so much so that it put fear upon those that saw us, it's not because of arms or what we're doing out there with gangs and shit. Like, no, it's about this truth. Okay, bring this truth out. You know how Esau fears the apostles? The apostles will be looked at as older men. Okay, they got gray hairs and everything, but they're the biggest threat because they lead a charge of the spiritual army on this earth, per Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay. So that's why they send all these different vocab and all because they see they see that damn what these men are saying is not what we want to hear. They're saying things that's outside of this realm. They're talking about different things. You see, and that goes to show you that that goes to show you that there is a spiritual heaven. All right, there's a spiritual realm, and also the kingdom coming to this earth is coming very soon. Why? Because we desire, we yearn for something that can be given to us in this present state. The very fact that we live every single day, brothers wake up every day and yeah, you go through your hardships, you go through your ups and downs and all this extra shit, but you always have in your mind, it's not the end. Okay? It's just one day closer to the kingdom, one day less in this bitch, and one day closer to where we gotta go. Okay? Just like Abraham was a pilgrim, we're the same thing, spiritual pilgrims. We're always constantly moving every single day. This is not our rest. You see? So the fact that we think of that, we think of every day we wake up, yo, the kingdom, there's something more. There's something that a better world is coming. It's just not here. We can't get it here. We can't have it how we want to hear, but we're going to get it very soon. That alone tells you that there is a spiritual world out there. Okay, because it's embedded in our spirits. We've never seen it. We've never heard of it as in the details of it, but yet we could see it. You see what I'm saying? We could envision it. You see, and every single day that the clock goes, the sun goes up, the sun comes back down. Every single day we're getting closer and closer to the kingdom, man. And that's one thing that's killing these devils. Okay? But yeah, the Lord is raising up warriors, man. And all these men that are coming around, Esau is going to push that ploy against us. That's fine. But at the end of the day, he's not going to win. Okay? It's already written that we already got the victory. He's not going to win, man. All right? He's only prolonging the inevitable. All right? It makes it that much sweeter when we finally get our hands on their ass, man. All right? But you got it, bros.
You got your precept. Show them out, and then you got it. And then can somebody also hold Wisdom of Solomon 16 after?
All right, so this is just to add on to the point what the brother Aharon was saying. This is 1 Timothy chapter 3, and I'll start from the top. It says, "This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous." So to add on to your point, this is not about gangs, because what do you usually think about when you think of Jake gangs? You think what? It's a bunch of people that want to fight and things like that. But we're not here to be fighters. We're here to be pretty much peaceful preachers. We just peacefully preach you the word. If you listen, cool. If you don't hear it, you don't like it, then go home, whatever. But we still gonna do what we gotta do. That's it. We're peaceful preachers. We teach the word in season, out season, and that's it.
All right. Got it.
Ephesians 5 and 11. "And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. But guys like Sakari, guys like Captain Tazariot, they would rather have fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness because they got one foot in the truth and one foot in the world. You can't serve two masters, bro. So you going up to Adam 22. This dude is a known sodomite. All right, a known he has his wife out here getting popped to make money. Bro, why would you even be seen on a platform like that? Have you no shame, bro? Where does your lust to get a bag stop? You know, where does your lust to just have clout and fame and be some bag chasing nigga? When does it stop? But it doesn't because you don't have no boundaries. That's why you're gonna sell a baby onesie for like $30, $40 just because it says 144 on it. Nigga, I go to Walmart, get that shit for $5, man. And you know Jake don't got money like that, but here it is, you fleecing them. You know, the scriptures say they will make merchandise of you. So guys like him, it's all about the clout. It's all about being known. Howard Shaw didn't want to be famous. We don't want to be famous, man. And if we are going to be famous, we want to be famous for the right things. Because, you know, the Lord is he said he's going to give us fame and praise, but that's for the right cause, and that's when the time is right. We don't want it in this world, in this current setup, but we can't have we can't have fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, man. You can't be seen with, yeah, you're going to see me schmoozing it up with a bunch of celebrities, man. For what? You dudes ain't going to repent. And then you talking about you're associated with Hoover. I think that's what he said, Hoover Crip. Sakari. So come on, bro. You know, but again, you want to be able to be cool with those worldly elements and still be some preacher. You know, the prophets are not going to be gangbanging and then, you know, on the weekend they come out and teach. That don't make no damn sense, man. But the
Now,
Lord ain't
who
dealing
the
with him
fuck is
anyway,
Hoover?
so that's to be expected, you know. But
Bro, who you said Hoover? Who the fuck is that?
Sakari was on Adam 22, and they asked him, "Are you down with Hoover?" Which is pretty much a gang out in LA. They was pretty famous, from what I know.
Oh, okay.
I think they're associated with the Crips. And he was like, "Oh, so you roll with Hoover?" And Sakari was like, "Yeah." Oh, Alazar, he was like, "Yeah." Come on, man. Dude
I
has
mean,
no shame.
yeah, but ultimately what it is that, you know, the scriptures talk about, you know, leaving the old man, right?
Right. Yep.
You know, leaving the old man in the world. And at the end of the day, man, the Lord made it very simple. You know, there's one goal, one objective, which is to come and to teach the words. You know, you can do that without any of this extra stuff, but it's difficult for individuals to have to sometimes deal with isolation, right? Because when you come into the truth and your main objective is to read the scriptures and teach it, especially in a setting where people do not want to hear the scriptures, they don't want to hear the truth, you lose a lot of followers, you lose a lot of company, you know, and you're sort of put in this category of just like a nobody, and people just don't really like you because you speak the truth. But there's this like this sense of wanting to, you know, teach the word, but also gain clout. You know, so you gain popularity for teaching the word, but that's not how it works. Remember, you're in a wicked world. This world we live in is wicked. This society is wicked. So we're not going to have the support of the world, and that means that those that hear you are going to be very few in number. So it's like trying to take the truth, but in order to gain the support of this wicked world, you gotta you know sort of sugarcoat it. You know, like you're trying to get a child to eat vegetables, so you dip it in some like you know some like I don't know some sauce, some unhealthy sauce that can attract them to it. So they're blinded from the actual vegetable and they're on the sauce, and that's why people will pervert the doctrine to gain more support as opposed to giving them the raw vegetable. Because what happens if they eat the vegetable dipped in this hot sauce, BBQ sauce, ketchup, and all of these things? That defeats the whole purpose of giving them the vegetable in the first place. You know, because now whatever nutrients they would get from there is being counteracted by the you know the whatever the unhealthy aspect of the sauces that you dipped it in. So the Most High commanded us out here to just understand, learn the scriptures, and come out here and teach it. The truth is not a platform to gain fame and popularity, at least not with the world. Our job is to teach the word to do that which is pleasing to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And that's the end of that.
That's right.
Anyway, you got that in Wisdom of Solomon?
Just one thing I wanted to add to your point. You know, you can't mix medicine and poison, like the brother said. Either you're gonna take the bitter and take the herbs, because herbs are bitter. The ones that really work, that really help, those tend to be bitter. Now, certain things you could do, you can add a little agave, there's healthy sweeteners, but for the sake of the argument, you can't mix those bitter herbs with something that's like a GMO or something that's like fast food, I'm gonna have my bitter herbs, but I'm gonna sprinkle it on a McDonald's burger and call it a day. Like the brother said, that defeats the purpose, So that's, again, that was a great point of likening it unto them diluting the doctrine in order to get followers, but then you're missing the whole point to begin with.
Right. It's spiritual that the Lord set it up that way, right? Like the most essential herbs are usually bitter. Number one, it keeps it around because you're not going to go to it unless you need it, because you're not going for taste, you're going for the benefits. And number two is like a balance, right? Because the benefits are so great, the taste is sort of not so great. But anyway, let's get into that because, backtracking a bit, we started off with, I think Haran mentioned it about the Vatican giving guides on apparitions, okay? And these people are basically asking for it because, remember, these apparitions are going to be a part of the judgments that the Lord brings. And we know that because the Lord in Jeremiah 30:7, in Daniel 12:1, for example, matter of fact, let's get that real quick, Jeremiah 30:7. And it tells us that the Jacob's trouble that we keep on talking about is a time period where the Lord is going to judge the world for the wickedness that has happened. And the methods by which he's going to use to judge the world are going to be so drastic that it's incomparable to any disaster that has happened in history since the creation of the earth. That is what it's telling us here in Jeremiah 30:7. So we have records of what happened in ancient Egypt, about how the Lord sent spirits and demons to go and mess with them, right? But that has actually happened before. And we're being told that what's going to happen now is going to be far worse than that. So we know that it's not impossible for the Lord to do it again, but on a much higher scale. You got that?
Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it.
When he says that day is great, he doesn't mean Jacob's trouble is not going to be a 24-hour period. But that day meaning that time, the day when it finally gets here. Go ahead.
It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Yeah, so it's the time of Jacob's trouble, which Jacob and Israel are synonymous. So when he says Jacob's trouble is really Israel's trouble, but it's not going to be just Israel's trouble. It's going to affect the whole world. Okay? But as it says, he shall be saved out of it means out of that nation, the elect of them are going to be delivered from this trouble. So now we know that it says it is a time like there's none like it, right? So now let's go real quick to Wisdom of Solomon 17, because this actually happened before. And people don't take these accounts seriously until it happens again. Let people start to see some crazy, like what was happening in 2nd Maccabees, the 5th chapter, where you have just chariots flying around, angels on horses up in the skies. You're going to see how quickly people are going to run to the Bible and try to get spiritual again. But a day before that happens, they don't care. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, that's why the scriptures say that in these days, that's where men's hearts fail in them for fear of the things that are going to befall in the face of the earth, right? You're going to have these apparitions. You mentioned something about CERN, right? And CERN is part of the enchantments. When you read Isaiah 47, it goes into the enchantments, all right? The wickedness, the enchantments, and all these different things. The Lord's going to use all these things to work against Esau, okay? That AI and all this extra shit that they have their faith in, the Lord is going to turn that AI against them, because there's been a lot of robot makers, AI, all these dudes, and they keep coming out and saying that AI is going to destroy humanity and all this extra shit. Esau, ain't you part of humanity? You are the son of perdition, ain't you? So you're creating your own demise, and you don't even see it like that, right? Just like creating the nuclear missiles, you think of it as, America has to have nuclear power, and then go around the world and tell all these other countries, no, you can't have no nuclear power. We're the only ones that can have it, so we can keep the world safe. It don't work like that. That's why the Iranians are saying, nah, fuck all that shit, nigga. We're going to build our uranium. We're going to put it all the way up there. We're going to tag team with the Russians, and we're going to come blow your ass up too. Okay? So the devices is all going to be what the Lord is going to use to turn against these devils, man. Because the same AI systems, all these different things going to be a part of the reasons why America gets destroyed. Ain't that something? Right? The irony of it. It goes to show you that the Heavenly Father is the one who's in true power and control of all these things that happens upon the face of the earth. Okay, from beginning to end, He scripted everything out. And He has His players who go out there and they play their role. Just like how we out here playing our role. Okay? We herald before the things come. We come out here, we tell you, and then they happen. They happen brutally. And then nobody has an excuse. Okay? You got it, bro.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon 17:1.
Now, this is basically when we were in ancient Egypt, right? Captives under the Egyptians. And this is some of the plagues that the Lord brought upon the Egyptians that they suffered. Now, keep in mind, right, that these Egyptians had knowledge of witchcraft. They had knowledge of sorceries. They had knowledge of the spiritual realm. So they weren't ignorant to these things like people are today. All right, that means like they had experience to these things. One example is if somebody has never seen, wildlife before, the only living forms they've experienced are human beings and flies and bugs, and they come across a lion or a tiger or a creature like that, they're gonna lose it. As opposed to somebody who knows they exist, right? You've seen dogs, you've seen, leopards, you've seen these before. When you see a tiger, you're gonna be shook because of the danger it can pose to you, but you're not gonna be shook because it's something you've never even experienced before. So the people here in the society today, they're gonna be like the individuals who didn't even know that wildlife outside of humans existed, and now they're being faced, being sort of like thrown into the lion's den. So that's what the Lord is gonna do when He brings these apparitions over here. Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon 17:1. For great are thy judgments, and cannot be expressed.
Yeah, whose judgments? The judgments of the Heavenly Father, and they cannot be expressed. Go ahead. So really, like the TV show A Thousand Ways to Die, the Most High is the author of all ways of death. Remember, everybody that has died ever since creation, it was all orchestrated by the Lord anyway. And then they like to give this image as though, God's job is to either stop you from dying or let you die, right? Like death just comes to you, and God has to just like either stop it from happening or He doesn't stop it from happening. So they'll say something like, "Oh, why did God let that happen? Why did He let this shooting happen where this 2-year-old child got shot?" The Most High didn't let it happen. It wasn't like He had His back turned talking to an angel and then it happened. Oh shit, damn, I missed it. I'm sorry. No, the Most High is the one who gave the call, because if the Most High let it happen, who did it? Satan. And then it creates this dichotomy of like, oh, Satan is in charge of this stuff. The Most High is in charge of this stuff. So Satan got one up on the Most High. That's not how it works. Because how did Satan come into existence? The Most High created him, right? So how is it that your creation is going to be on the same level as you? It doesn't really make sense. So the Most High gives the go ahead. The Most High tells Satan, look, set up this situation over here. There's going to be a shootout over here, and that 2-year-old is going to die. Okay? I'm sanctioning that. Now go and make it happen. That is the reality of what actually happens in the spirit world and manifests over here. That is why the Most High is known as the Most High. There's none higher, and there's none on His level. So He actually issues death and says, this person is going to die today. That person is going to die today. And then the angels, right hand or left hand, go and execute it. They go and carry it out. They don't do things of their own free will. And an angel cannot, a demon cannot hurt you if the Most High doesn't give that demon permission. So that is why He is feared by both Satan, the left hand angels, the right hand angels, and that's why He is to be feared above all. It's like fearing Satan, but not fearing the one who gives him his orders.
To add to your point, Satan is obedient. Everything you see about in the scriptures about Satan, Satan is obedient.
Yep.
When the Lord told him to do what He did to Job, he didn't buck up. He was obedient. Don't take his life. You could do what you want to do with his flesh. Don't take his life. If Satan was a rogue actor, he would have just said, all right, well, I'm going to just kill Job. It's over. Now what? And then there's that other council. I forget who the name of the king.
Ahab.
Ahab. There you go. Yeah, Ahab. They had the council in the heavens. Yep. And the Most High sent an angel to be a lying spirit.
Oh, well, He asked. He said, which one of you angels is going to go and deceive Ahab so he could go die over here?
Right.
I want this dude dead. Now, give me a good idea of how I'm gonna carry it out. So he's like the mafia head.
Yep. Yeah, like
I
a
got a
godfather. Like
Got a quick precept to back that up.
And
This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 6. It says, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai killeth and maketh alive.
Mm.
He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Okay, so that's self-explanatory right there. One to back that up as well is Isaiah 45 and verse 7. It says, um, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, do all these things. Right? So that's why he's known as the Most High. Like you said. You know what I'm saying? That's one of his titles. The Most High. The Most High in what? In all things. When you look on the right-hand side, he's the Most High. You look on the left-hand side, all the ranks of the left-hand side, evil, he's the Most High of all evil. Okay? Because he sanctions it. He created the concept of evil to bring the balance. You see? So Satan works on the left-hand side. He's the chief prince of wickedness, and Yahushua is the chief prince of righteousness. Okay, the king of righteousness. All right. So either way, they all come to the Lord for their sanctioning, right? To be sanctified, to go do whatever orders the Lord has sent them out to do, right? Like the prime example the brother gave about Job. Same thing. The sons of God came into the midst. They had a nice little conference, and the Lord started giving out his sanctions. So what about you, Satan? What you got going on? And he said, "Oh Lord, I'm just going, to and fro in the earth, just doing what I do." He said, "Oh yeah, you're doing what you do, huh? Okay. Well, have you considered my servant Job?" He said, Job. Well, Job is Job. He's that man. He's only like that because of you. It ain't really that deep, Lord.
Let me actually read it for you.
Bring it out. Bring it out. The water. The water.
Yeah, this is oh, you know what? This is interesting, right? So this right here. Now, whoever made this book, I forgot. Was it Cambridge? Who was it? Yeah, it's a nice one. So they better come pay me because I'm advertising it. But pretty much this is a good book, right? And this is a good book because of Thomas Nelson, ThomasNelson.com. So I'll be expecting something, what, Zelle, PayPal, whatever it is. But anyway, the advantage with this book is that they give you the summary, the before the actual book, so it gives you some context as to what happens in this book, but it also gives you the precepts, on the sides in between here. So for beginners, if you want to learn, or even when you're out here, guess what? You read a verse, it tells you, okay, what are some other Bible verses that line up with this verse to give you more clarity? So go and get you one of these today. Anyway,
Hey, that's
so
perfect in Isaiah 28, where it talks about for precept must be upon precept, line upon line. That's a perfect indication of that.
That's it.
But you
That's
got
it.
it.
That's right. Con, so since you brought up Job, and we're bringing this out to basically validate the point that the brother made, which is that Satan, like this brother also made it right. Satan takes orders from the Most High. Satan does not go and do whatever he wants to do. He works within the boundaries of the Most High. God is Satan's boss, to put it into plain words. So it says here in the book of Job, the events of the book of Job are perhaps among the earliest of the Bible, likely set in the period of the patriarchs Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. And the reason is because when you read in the book of Job, there's no mention of like the tribes. There's no mention of like when it talks about making a sacrifice to the Lord, they don't mention the Levites. They don't mention those concepts. So it leads them to estimate that Job probably predated that. So it says here, Job tells the story of a man who lost everything, his wealth, his family, his health, and wrestled to understand why. And the book of Job is a good example for us to read and learn from today, because I'm pretty sure whatever you're going through today, man, it probably doesn't come to what Job went through. So when you start going through hardships, this is a good example as to why. Anyway, what had he done to deserve such affliction and suffering? Believing that he had done no wrong, the only reasonable conclusion Job could reach was that God had made a mistake. God had chastised him without cause. If only Job had a way to clear up the confusion, but he could think of none. The book begins with a pair of debates between God and Satan, which is not a debate, right? That's how they like to word it. It wasn't a debate. It was a conversation, okay? It says, moves through 3 cycles of debates between Job and his friends and concludes with a dramatic confrontation between God and his struggling servant. Yeah, Esau, man. In the end, Job acknowledged the sovereignty of God and recognized his error in assuming he knew more about his situation than God. Anyway, now reading what Aharon mentioned. So Job, the first chapter in the first verse, it says here, there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, that feared God and eschewed evil. So it tells us what kind of man Job was. And there was born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep. And back then, they weren't dealing with stocks and bonds and treasuries. They dealt with riches were estimated by cattle, land, servants. So he had 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she asses, and a very great household. And he had to, right? Where are you going to house all these animals? Who's going to take care of all of them? So that this man was the greatest of all men of the East. Now, if he was living in a time period of, like post Abraham and all of them, there would have been some mention about him, right? There would have been some mention about Job. Anyway, it says here, and his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one on his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned, and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. So just like King David's prayer, right? I think in Psalms 51 or so, where he talks about taking not thy Holy Spirit away from me, because you never know if there may be something you have done that might have offended the Lord. And Job is saying here that I don't know if my sons have done this at any point, so I'm just gonna keep on just making these offerings on their behalf. Anyway, verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before God. The sons of God here are talking about the angels.
Hey, real quick, that
Yeah.
even shows you what Job was doing. Even shows you, even predating the Levites, what the Levites were actually going to be doing, right? Doing sacrifices on behalf of the children of Israel, right, to the Heavenly Father. So ultimately, Yahushua being the ultimate priest, he's the one who does those sacrifices on behalf of the elect. So Job was pretty much, doing the same thing, as in, I don't know what they've done, but I'm just going to sacrifice just in case they've done some shit. They're covered. But you got it, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say also a quick point, just going into the sacrifices. That shows you that after the flood, that what the ways of the Heavenly Father, the laws were still in the earth, in order for Job to do those sacrifices. But what eventually there was like falling away, where what some Israelites, some sons of God kept away, and some fell away, like Terah, I believe it's Terah, the father of Noah. I'm sorry,
Abraham.
father of Abraham. What he didn't keep those ways, so it shows you during that probably. Job is probably somewhere along that time period where he was one of the sons of God that still kept away.
That's right. That's right. So carrying on, so verse 6, right? Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. So Satan came among but it says what? To present themselves before the Lord. So what business is Satan got presenting himself before the Lord? When you present yourself before somebody, that means that they're of a higher rank. They summoned you. Yeah, exactly. They've summoned you. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? So why didn't the Lord say, catch this nigga right now? Put a lockdown. We finally got him. Throw his ass, I don't know, some volcano or something like that.
Because the whole story, especially if you watch like the TV show Supernatural, the whole story is that what? When you go back to the beginning, Lucifer, that was his original name. Just right. The fairy tale is that Lucifer was the most beautiful angel. God loved him so much, but then when the Heavenly Father created man, Lucifer was like, they're imperfect. Why would you create them? So eventually there was war in heaven and all that type of stuff. God sends Michael to kick Lucifer into hell and all that. Yeah, and if you watch like TV show like Supernatural, you got Lucifer's cage where he's trapped up. Oh, I just caught on to what you just said. Lucifer's cage where he's trapped in hell, all that. But we're not reading that when you read that in the scriptures. There's none of that whole God was God and Satan were best friends and all that type of stuff.
Satan was playing the piano, Most High, and then Michael came and just kicked him off.
Yep. Yeah, I heard that. I heard one version was that one day They were all sitting at this table, and then the Most High got up to use the bathroom. And when he came back, Satan went up and sat up in his seat. So I'm the Most High now. So the Most High took that as rebellion, and they said, yo, kick his ass out. So this dude had wings, but for some way, somehow, when he fell from heaven, he just fell straight to hell. Him and his minions and his demons.
Yeah,
And
the angels became demons.
yeah, the angels became demons and stuff. So that means that in the beginning they were just all angels and no demons at all created. But hold up, where is that in the Bible though? The thing is, there's never a precept that they'll give you, and even if there is, they'll go to Isaiah 14, and I beheld Satan fall from heaven, as lightning, or they'll go to what we're reading here in Revelation 12. Oh, and there was war in heaven. Anyway, so the point here is that Satan also came, verse 7, and the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Like Aaron was saying earlier, right? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth and walking up and down in it. So what is Satan doing going to and fro in the earth? If his job is to tempt people and cause them to fall from God, what do you think he's going to be doing going to and fro on the earth? Doing exactly that. Sending his demons on people, turning them into sodomites, right? Moles, sending them turning them into lesbians, having them commit adultery. All of those things Satan does. He goes about looking, all right, he comes across, oh, what do we got here? We got a dude who's at work, and he got a married chick that's I see a little sign going on here. There's potential. So then he sends his demons in there and says, work on this guy's mind. So now you're wondering how one day, right? One day this married chick comes to, oh, hey, how you doing? And she just like brushes on his shoulder. That's the demon making her do that. And then the demon jumps on him. So when she's walking away, he's like, God damn, knowing that she got a man, but the demon is messing with him because there was his mind wasn't right with the Lord. So the demon saw an opportunity to exploit that. He had a little bit of lust towards her, knowing she was married. So the demon said, I'm gonna take that and exploit it. How do I expand this little bit of lust he has towards this married woman? Let her start to entice him. And you're gonna see that it's gonna expand. That's when temptation comes in.
The precept saying walketh about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour.
That's it. And that's a perfect example, right? Because when you watch the animal kingdom, that's what lions do. Lions don't go after the strongest buffalo. They look for either the child or one that's injured. So when they go hunting, they coordinate seeking who they can devour based on which one is going to be the easiest prey. So that analogy is based on when Satan is going about like a lion, you, instead of having the whole armor of God, if you've been slipping up, if you've been getting entangled with the affairs of this world, you're likened onto either a baby or you're likened onto a injured prey. And that's when them demons come on you and they get you. And guess what? At that point in time, if either another buffalo doesn't come in and knock that lion off, that thing is gone. And that's why you got brothers. We like to herd,
If I may too, it reminds me what you said. Also, when you fast, is when Satan and the demons are going to try to attack you when you're at your weakest.
Mhm.
Well, a lot of times when you fast, you notice like you feel like a dark energy sometimes. You might have like it's a lot of ups and downs, but you have the moments where you feel super high, you feel super close to Yahweh Shem Yahshai, and then another moment you feel like, damn, like I'm fucking up. I need to do this better, that better, and like all of a sudden, like you start to think about things that you need to improve on, which is good. But if you're not, if you don't have the spirit meeting you, wisdom will meet you at every thought. As a defense, as a shield, then you're gonna let those demons overtake you. That's why when Yahweh Shah was fasting, who came? Satan.
Mhm.
But he's the son of the Most High. At the end of the day, Satan had no power over him.
So continuing on, Job chapter 1, verse 8. It says here, and the Lord said unto Satan, so the Lord asked him, what you been up to? He said, been doing my job, going to and fro on the earth, looking to do what I got to do. And then, verse 8, and the Lord said unto him, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil? So what you think about Job? You seen him? He doing pretty good, don't you think? Verse 9. Then Satan answered the Lord. So in the prologue, this is the debate that they were having. Right? According to these Edomite scholars, this is the debate. So it says, and Satan answered the Lord and said, doth Job fear God for naught? Meaning, all right, he's serving you, but I mean, he's just doing that just because. Verse 10, has not thou made an hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. So, well, of course he's going to serve you because you're protecting him and you're providing for him and you're blessing him. You know, you're giving him everything that he needs. So he's going to obviously keep on fearing you because he knows that's his way to get everything that he has. Verse 11, but put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. So Satan said, but if you take away your protection and touch all he have, like put forth your hand and touch all he have, meaning take away all those things you've given him or affected in some way, shape, or form, and he's not gonna keep serving you. He's gonna curse you. Verse 12, and the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thine power. So this right here is the Lord giving Satan permission. He says, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Wait, why did the Lord have to tell Satan that if Satan already had it? If Satan could automatically just go and do what he wanted, why would the Lord need to tell him now that, hey, now you have control over Job's substance? It says here, it's in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So went Satan from the presence of the Lord. So hold on one second. The Lord commanded Job, you can go and touch everything he has, but you can't touch him. And then Satan went and did it. So that's telling you right there, Satan is taking orders from the Lord concerning how he is to behave concerning Job. So Satan and the Lord are not going back and forth. They're not adversaries against each other. But yeah, that's pretty much it on Job. So I think we were in Wisdom of Solomon right before that.
Back in Wisdom of Solomon 17:1, for great are thy judgments and cannot be expressed.
And the point that we were making here is that the Most High is the creator of both evil and righteousness, right? So people fear the devil, thinking that the devil is doing his own thing, but the devil takes orders from God. Go on.
Therefore, unnurtured souls have erred.
Yep, and that was at this point that was talking about the Egyptians. Go ahead.
In the margin it says souls that will not be reformed.
Yep.
Second verse. For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation,
and the unrighteous men at this time were the Egyptians, and the holy nation were the Israelites, because we were subjected under them, right? We were in Egypt for a period of time.
they being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness, and fettered with the bonds of a long night.
So why were they the prisoners of darkness? Because at this point, the Most High brought actual darkness upon the land of Egypt. But where the Israelites dwelt, I believe it was Goshen, there was light. But where the Egyptians dwelt, it was darkness. And as we'll go into it, it'll explain how dark it was. We're not talking about a power outage. We're not talking about darkness, but you can still see the moonlight and the stars. And no. Darkness that was so thick, you could feel it. Go ahead.
Lay exiled from the eternal providence. For while they supposed to lie hid in their secret sins, they were scattered under a dark veil of forgetfulness, being horribly astonished.
Astonished meaning you're surprised. Horribly. So not a good surprise. Go on.
And troubled with strange apparitions.
An apparition is a spirit. Okay? So they saw strange apparitions in that darkness. That's them what are those famous movies that are known for that? They have like
what you call it? The Conjuring.
Yeah, The Conjuring. You got a few other ones in there. Those kind of, and they'll typically go for either like the nun, the nun with the demonic ass face where she opens up her eyes and shit and it's all dark and shit, or like some old lady or some child with long black hair covering her face wearing a white robe or some shit.
Oh, that's the Grudge.
The Grudge. Okay, there was one of them where you had the dude watching TV and the chick crawled out the TV.
Oh, that's The Ring.
Yo,
Yeah, I watched all them shits. Yeah, I watched all them shits.
Oh, shit. Yo, shorty just start crawling out the TV. What the fuck is going on here? So those are apparitions, and that's what the Lord, they were having fun with the Egyptians that night.
Sloppy. But also even drugs can make you do that. If you take like the wrong type of stuff, they can make you start. I remember a guy. He just smelled it. I think it was angel dust. Somebody was smoking in high school, angel dust. And he just, I guess he walked past them. And he just smelled it. He just started tripping. We was in the weight room lifting weights. And he just kept,
Oh shit.
bugging out like, yo, chill the fuck out. He's like, yeah. So even drugs, those type of things can mess with you.
Bath salts.
Yeah. I think that I remember there was an account with an individual that you went to school with. You know, who he basically went. I think he took I think he was smoking with some group and it was laced, and they basically messed up his head. Now, there are a couple of things that can happen, right? There's times when demons can actually just like manifest where they're plaguing this individual, so they're making their presence known. They're fucking with his head. But there's also cases where some of these drugs open you up to them demons, to where you become more consciously aware of them being around. Whether it's like slimming the veil between this dimension and theirs, whatever the case is, your senses either get heightened to the point where you can now sense them, and then you start tweaking and bugging out.
I got a quick testimony too. This cat I grew up with, Ephraimite, right? This dude smoked K2 one time. And back in the day we all used to do that shit. I didn't touch K2 though. We used to smoke weed and shit. And this dude, he was just a fool. Like he didn't have no type of sense. So he would go and just smoke whatever he could get his hand on. He didn't care who gave it to him, whatever. So he had some K2, and this dude lost his mind to the point where he told me, he confessed to me, and I tried to help him in terms of like diet and different things. I wasn't really in the truth at the time. But the dude pretty much said that he would have a recurring nightmare of a giant demon in his house. So he would go down the stairs, the demon would eviscerate him, his guts would fall out, and that shit would happen over and over and over and over again, to where he felt terrorized. The demon would be in his ear. He told me, he explained it. He said the demon would be telling him that he ain't shit. Yeah, man, you're worthless. Your life means nothing. You ain't shit. You're gonna die, man. God isn't with you. God hates you, man. He would just constantly deal with this shit. And he even said it got to the point, it's a little graphic, but he said that the demon straight up raped him. He said he felt it. So I was like, damn, bro. And that's when I knew. I'm like, all right, the spirit realm is real, so the Most High got to be real because of those things that you see. But again, that's why, doing shit like that is another story. I know a dude, he smoked K2. He started licking the ground. Man. It was glass and gravel and shit. He started licking the ground. He said, I hate my mother. Fuck my mother. Yo. And I wasn't there, but I heard about that shit. And it's like, it'll just turn you into a straight up maniac in a heartbeat, man.
Yeah, the Lord did that in the book and to a degree. But here's the thing. Demons are not,
He's talking about
it. Man. No ass flies, yo. Anyway, demons are not PG-13. They're not PG. Okay? Like, listen, demons are like the rawest form of evil you can have. And so when you limit the capability or the evil of demons, remember, they were created by the Most High. And the concept of what evil is comes from the Most High. So these demons actually can, like, look, when somebody's a sodomite, that's a demon on them making them do that. And you might be like, wait, time out, but sodomy is a sin. So why would the Lord's demons be having somebody do? Well, guess what? That's their job. Their job is to make you sin. So them demons ain't going, saying, I would make him do that, but that's a little rated R. So let me chill out a little bit. Demons are not PG-13, bro.
Back in Wisdom of Solomon 17:4, for neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear.
Yeah, so when the lights, because that's typically what happens, right? If the lights go out, people try to, they try to seek somewhere, and typically they'll try to like hide in the corner, maybe curl up in a ball, something like that. Well, the corner wasn't going to help. The corner probably pushed there, keep them demons there with you, So imagine that it's dark, and it's gonna go into that how they're hearing sounds, they're feeling, man. It's dark. You just feel a hand just like grab your shoulder or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Or just start grabbing your face from. Yo, people lose their minds over a bug. You know what I'm saying? The darkness touching them. How much more for like an actual hand that you could feel as a hand, like boom on your shoulders. Maybe some whispers in your ears and shit. Okay, then them women who want to be in the woods alone, then we see if they still want to do that.
That's what happens to schizos.
Yeah,
You hear like a thousand voices at once, man. Imagine that. You hearing like at least 7, 8, 9, 10 different voices at once in your mind. That's why you see them, you talking to them, and then they start, they're like, hold on. And they just look up, and the demon is telling them some other shit. Then they look over to this demon. Motherfuckers got multiple personalities, man. It's some bugged out people, especially in America. And then they give you some type of so-called, drug to help you. And what does it do? It makes you worse. It opens you to more demons. You see? The only way we deliver this through the spirit and power, Yahweh Shem El. I'll read on. Wisdom of Solomon 17:4. But neither might the corner that held them keep them from fear.
Yeah, and a lot of these sicknesses are really demons.
Right.
At the end of it, at the core of it, listen, I'm bringing the plot right up in this piece, man. But at the core of it is demons, okay? And Esau just gives you medications to try and, limit some of your senses so you're not affected. But a lot of these diseases are demons. That's why the Lord was able to heal a lot of people, the disciples as well. And what do? They just cast the demons out of them. And when they cast the demons out of these people were healed. So what was causing the sickness? The demons. Job getting boils on his body, Satan made that happen. So when you're feeling bad, whether it's a stomach ache or a headache or whatever, it's a demon that's messing with your body. Okay, it's causing a dis-ease within your body. Oh man,
And that's why we always push the health thing. We always push health and exercise, because when your body's in a better state, it makes it harder for demons to fuck with you. When you're in a weak state, you're always constantly sick. That's what demons are gonna mess with you more. So a lot of times you take care of yourself, you eat right, you exercise, you pray, you fast, you're purging stuff out of your body. So then it's like, okay, the demons, they gotta have another angle with you. But even sometimes you'll be perfectly in good health, and then the demon is still mess with you. But at least you want to hedge your bets, right? You at least want to set yourself up to succeed. I'll read on. Wisdom of Solomon 17:4. But noises as of waters falling down sounded about them.
you hear that? Noises as of waters. So imagine, here you in your room, and there's darkness, and you hear the sounds of like a waterfall out of nowhere. Look, you could be in your room, but whenever darkness comes about and it's like late or it's overall dark, just even regular sounds could trip you up. Just hearing somebody take one step could trip you up. Now imagine the actual water, like the sound of a dam breaking or gushing water just coming down. Go ahead.
And sad visions appeared unto them with heavy countenances.
Yeah, sad visions, which go into those apparitions, appeared onto them with heavy countenances, meaning they were scary looking. Whatever it was. Maybe it's a 3-headed demon. Maybe it's an old nun from The Conjuring or something like that. Just popping up, boom, one direction, then the other direction. They like to make those scary witch sounds, So imagine being stuck in a situation like that, where you can't escape it. And then here it is, you try to cover your ears, and the demon grabs your hands and moves your hand back there. What you doing, nigga?
No power of the fire might give them light.
You see, so there you go. No power of the fire might give them light. Now, back then, it's not like they had a flashlight or they had the iPhone, they just pressed the thing on. They used fire for light, right? So imagine how dark it has to be to where you turn on the fire, you can hear it, you can feel the heat, but you can't see it. Like, that's how dark it is. What darkness is that? Go ahead.
Neither could the bright flames of the stars endure to lighten that horrible night.
It goes to show you that the stars and the sun, that's all fire. It's like light, energy. Okay, that's why it says the bright flames of the stars. So typically, even when it's dark, if it's at nighttime and you go and look up, you'll see the stars because they're like light. But you can tell the Lord enveloped that land in that darkness. So the light from the stars couldn't pierce through the darkness, and these people were in just complete darkness. And them demons just came out. You can imagine, like, for those that have seen Harry Potter, I think it's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, where you had those like flying them creatures and shit. Imagine that, flying all around, just long fingernails.
They call it dementors.
Yeah, those. They're gonna be tormenting these people, man. Go ahead.
Hey, but
You got something?
remember that torment that the Lord put upon the Egyptians is what carries all the way till now, where people are afraid of the darkness, is because of what the Egyptians went through. Okay, so that trauma exists till today. It's become a mainstay where people are afraid of darkness, man. You know, so imagine that. Now imagine when when the lights go out, it's gonna be fucking cook season, man. Straight up cook. Everybody gonna get cooked, man. Those who don't have the faith in Yahweh Shemi
Yeah,
to
yes,
have this
bro.
knowledge, because remember Isaiah 33:6 says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times." Wisdom and knowledge of all these things is what's gonna keep us stable, because we understand it's Yahweh Shemi is doing. And when he was doing it, he protected us in the land of Goshen. He's gonna do the same thing now in our homes or wherever we may be. Okay, but those who are not under the banner of Yahweh Shemi Shai, the darkness is going to overtake you. Okay, that gross darkness is going to overtake you, man, and you're not going to escape. All right, you got it, bro.
Yeah, beautiful. We're just gonna get a precept on that, because like you said, there's gonna be in this time, there's really going to be only one place you could run to, and that place is ultimately the name of the Lord, and that's a beautiful thing, right? Because it's like it goes with you wherever you are. It's not like a location you got to actually physically try to run to, but you call on the name of the Lord, and it's likening on to running into a strong tower. Got it, bro.
This is Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe.
There you go. And that's the key part, right? The righteous runneth into it and is safe. So it's a strong tower to the righteous, but to the wicked, that thing might turn into a haunted house. It's like you call on the name of the Lord and worse things happen, versus the righteous who call on the name of the Lord, like the sons of Sceva or Siva, where they went and tried to exorcise demons in the name of Yahushua, and the demons attacked their ass. But when the apostles did it, them demons fled. So what's going on here? Because they weren't fit. They were reprobates, mediocre.
It reminded me of there's this one viral clip where there's a dude in the car and the cop, I don't know the backstory of what happened, but the cop is pretty much like putting hands on this dude and he's crying out, he's crying out, but he's not getting an answer. Because ultimately you could call on the name, but if you ain't of the elect, we pray and hope we are, it's to no benefit to you. You know?
His answer was getting slammed in the back of that car.
Right. That's it. He's that those servants that when Yahushua comes back, they're like, "Well, Lord, we not prophesy in thy name? Did we not do all these things?" And he's gonna be like, "Nah, depart from me, for I never knew you." You call on his name, but he never knew you. And what they're gonna do? He said, "Bind him foot and hand, bind him up, and then throw him over into the outer parts of darkness." So there's gonna be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That nigga was weeping and he was gnashing his teeth for sure. When them centaurs started grabbing his legs, pulling him out his car and shit. That's when he knew that, damn, Lord, our Lord God.
Oh, Lord God.
The name that you told me, I called your name, and you're going to be there. What's going on? It ain't for everyone, baby. That's what you're going to find out.
Right? He called and somebody else showed up. Yeah, because at the end of the day, the Lord is like, why you calling me? I gave you what you needed, which was wisdom, but you threw it somewhere else. Because that whole altercation could have been avoided. And the funny thing is, when you were in the car, before the officer got aggressive, you were tough, because you had the name of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Why I got to get out the car? Officer, I'm not doing that. Like that video I did too, Officer Brooks, right? With that woman who, instead of just taking a ticket with the man, she want to get all. Here it is, you with the man. The man himself ain't even arguing with the officer, but you got to be the strong black woman that officer. Can I get your name? Your name? What's your name again? You said okay, and okay. So you're. What happened at the end of the day? We've all messed up, handcuffed in the back of a cop car somewhere. Officer Brooks, you're hurting me. Anyway, so this guy, so the first guy, he's out there. The cops. See, remember that these cops, number one, they're also humans. They also got emotions. But this might be your first encounter with a cop today. This might be his third encounter with a civilian, and the first two might have already pissed him off, and they might have looked just like you. So he's coming to you already like, this nigga better not set me off today, man. And here it is, you talking about why I gotta get out the car? I don't gotta show you no license and registration. You try to play those those Edomite lawyer tactics, right? You know what? I saw this on YouTube. Let me try it on them today. You know what I'm saying? Can I get your name and badge number? According to article X, Y, this and this, according to the law, you cannot do this to me. Listen, that cop lost patience, man. And with how aggressive, the second the cop was able to unlock that door, you should go watch the video and see just with how much anger he pulled this dude out of the car, man, and slammed him on the back of the car and handcuffed him. And all the while, the dude is yelling, Yahweh, Ba'ashem HaMashiach, Yahweh Shai. And the Lord is like, I'm the one sending the cop after you. What you calling me for?
Right.
You know? Because had you used wisdom, you applied wisdom, you would have been good. Look, if you are in the wrong, if you are in the right, and the cop is trying to make it look like you're in the wrong, and they're saying you're under arrest doesn't mean you're going to jail. Under arrest means they're apprehending you. They're going to take you to the station. But at that point, whatever it is going to get sorted out. If they're wrong, and you're going to get let out. And if they're right, then whatever happens, maybe it's a ticket that you take, but you call it a day. But you ain't arrested me. Bro, at the end of the day, if you're right, it'll get sorted out. Just calm down. But you do all this extra stuff, and now here it is, you shot, and you dead. You know? Because you didn't use wisdom. Go ahead.
Yeah, most of the time, cops don't want to deal with BS. Like, if it's like something petty, it's like, listen, here, take your ticket. Here, take your ticket and be on your way.
Right.
Like, if they have to bring it to the station, really, they're just looking to get you out of there as quickly as possible. Because, like, yo, all that petty stuff adds up. It's like, we got to, just listen, either give them a ticket, let them go, or just, we see that was bullshit, just go home. Just go.
Yeah. So now you making it, you pissing them off because now you giving them more work. Now they got to report this incident. They got to do all that extra stuff. And it's like, yo, bro, you could have just taken the tickets. You know you want, and here's the thing too, man. Here's the thing about Jake. Sometimes, man, you know you wrong. But Jake has a bad habit of trying to defend a lie. Like, you know you're wrong, but you want to spend 2 hours going back and forth before you slowly try to admit, okay, I'm wrong. But now it's too late. I don't want to just give you a ticket anymore. Now I want to slam your head in the back of this cop car, throw you in the back and drive you to the station, and hopefully throw your ass behind bars too. You know? Because sometimes these cops get upset and they're like, give me a reason. You know what I'm saying? So their hands are already here. Give me a reason. No, what's the reason? Anyway,
it says, sorry, quick point. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So you over here calling on the name of the Lord, but the Lord told you to agree with your adversary quickly.
Right.
So you already disobeyed him. So now don't double back. Now it's like the more science cats, man. You know, they want to have no social, no this. But listen, bro, you're trying to get out of captivity. That's why the Lord be judging them cats.
Yeah.
So one video, the dude, he's a Moorish science dude. He's a national man or whatever. Like he pretty much,
he's sovereign.
yeah, he's a sovereign man, exactly. Like he doesn't have no citizenship, right?
Yo.
So then he goes to court and he's like, his boy is recording him, and his new name is Geronimo now.
Right.
His new name is Geronimo. So the cops beat Geronimo's ass. And then his boy is calling on him. He's like, Geronimo. Yo, bro, just don't fight. Don't fight. The cops beating him. I'm a Moor. All that shit did what for you, bro?
Right.
You gotta understand and use wisdom, bro. And they'll say, y'all a coward, y'all this. Listen, bro, we just know to apply wisdom.
Yeah.
Agree with the adversary quickly, and it goes better.
Yeah, King David did that, right? In the face of the king of Gath. He acted, now imagine that. You know, having been chosen by the Lord, and you gotta act like you're like basically retarded. You know, you got spit in your beard, you acting like you all crazy and shit. Like, imagine how embarrassing that is, but that was actually wisdom. And really it took strength to do that. To say, like, look, my life is actually on the line here, so I gotta, think fast. So is he acting all crazy and shit? Like, he had to really get in the role though, because he's like, if they catch on to this, that's even worse. Because now I'm really dead. But guess what? He was one of the mightiest warriors. But he had to play the role. And that's what adds to, him being who he is. Because knowing when to, stand and fight versus when to retreat or versus when to apply what kind of wisdom. Why did he stop and say, you know what? F this shit. Where's Saul at? You know what I'm saying? He couldn't take the live down. I took the live down. Come here. I sling that shot right into your head again, man. Try that shit. Anyway, you got it.
He said, why have you brought this fool to play the madman before me?
Yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon 17:6. Only there appeared unto them a fire kindled of itself. Very dreadful.
So here it is, right? It's so dark, You light a fire, it doesn't. You can't see it, and all of a sudden, a fire of its, like it says, a kindled fire of itself, boom, fire just lights on. Like imagine how shook you are, and you're being spooked up by different types of apparitions, demons, sounds of waters. You know what I'm saying? Fire lighting up over here out of nowhere. Go ahead.
For being much terrified, they thought the things which they saw to be worse than the sight they saw not.
Yeah. So the things that they were seeing were far worse than what they didn't see. That's how afraid they were. Now keep in mind, these are Egyptians that were already practicing witchcraft. They already knew about demons. They already interacted with these demons. So how much scarier do you think it was that even these people that have experience with this were so terrified? And the Lord says, I'm going to bring far worse than that to you people who have zero experience with this. Go on.
As for the illusions of art magic, they were put down.
See? Because that's what the Egyptians were using, the illusions of art magic. But in that time, it didn't help them for nothing. Go ahead.
Also, that shows how art is tied to witchcraft a lot of the time. But it says, they were put down, and their vaunting in wisdom was reproved with disgrace.
Yeah. So, because when the Lord would send Moses and Aaron to Pharaoh, they would perform a miracle. Then the Egyptians would be able to replicate that using their left hand, experience. But this time, the Lord said all that got put to shame. All that vaunting, all that, yeah, we can do it too. Like, that you talking about some Yahweh. Well, guess what? We're doing the same thing. So what's up? Well, the Lord showed them what's up. Go on.
For they that promised to drive away terrors and troubles from a sick soul were sick themselves of fear.
Yeah, so whenever the Egyptians were sick or whatnot, they would go to these guys, right? Yo, what's wrong with me? What's happening? And they'll say, oh, you got this going on. They'll consult with the demons. And they'll say, all right, go and get this. Get some bird poop. Get some, tree bark. Mix it. Put some hair on it. And then rub it on the temples of your head or something like that. But the thing is, it would actually work because they would have these demons that were doing it, right? Well, it says these people who people came to drive away those sicknesses, well, they were sick with fear.
Just like now with the people that got the juice. They went to Esau, which that's all witchcraft too, with the staff of Asclepius and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They would have the temple of Asclepius. People would lay down and let the serpents crawl all over them. Well, that's all you're doing now is going to these different so-called hospitals now.
It's actually funny that you mentioned that because they do the fear factor. If you ever watched it,
Mm-hmm.
right? They be having sometimes you got going to like a bucket thing, or roaches will either crawl on you, or you have serpents all over.
Yeah. So that just goes to show, because nothing is new under the sun, and this is modern Egypt. So these same so-called physicians that's promising to help you, oh here, take this juice, take this, take that. They're gonna be terrorized in that day. They're gonna be worthy to be laughed at.
Yeah. And this thing called the Hippocratic Oath. And that oath basically has it to where physicians they take that oath, they actually are taking it in honor of Greek gods, Hippocrates and a few other gods. I think like what's this guy's name with the M?
You got Mercury.
Yeah, Mercury and a few other healing gods.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, right? A God-fearing country that is having you as a physician. The scriptures say the physician got to pray to the Most High. But here it is. They're taking an oath to these Greek gods to say that they're going to do their best to nurse you back to health.
Worthy to be laughed at. For though no terrible thing did fear them, yet being scared with beasts that pass by and hissing of serpents.
You hear that? Beasts and hissing of serpents. It's already bad enough. You seeing demons, you seeing fires light by themselves, you hearing sounds, but now you got beasts. You ever heard a lion growl or a tiger growl up close and personal in your ears, or a bear up close and when they're hungry? That shit ain't that, man. That's not a light thing. So imagine that you hearing this, they getting all close and shit. As I said, what was that? A hissing of serpents, and it's dark, so you can't see where it's at. You can't see what's going on. you might just feel one just slide by your foot. And you wondering, is this actually there or is it not? But I can hear it. Go on.
They died for fear, denying that they saw the air.
Yep. So they knew that this wasn't no like it wasn't them just bugging out. But that's how scary it was. Because when you get scared, your adrenaline starts pumping, your heart starts to beat very, very fast. Like when somebody gets scared and you scare somebody and you see their heart is gonna boom, boom, boom. But your heart there's a certain range which your heart has to beat. There's a certain amount of beats that it has to fall within per minute or per second or whatever it is for you to be, healthy. If it's going way too fast, that is a problem. So there's actually, I don't know the exact medical term for it, but there's actually cases where if your heart beats too fast, that can actually lead to, a more severe case, and you could possibly die from it. So imagine what's happening here. Well, you turn to your right, there's a fire on itself. You turn to the left, there's a demon from The Conjuring. Then you sitting there, and you feeling the breath of a freaking tiger behind your neck and shit. You hearing the snake hissing at you and stuff. All these things are gonna, mess these people up.
No, it's funny. What's that? The raven or the crow?
That's it. Yep.
Goblins and ghouls and all types of shit. These people are gonna see, and it's like they look at it like, no. Tell me I'm not seeing what I'm seeing right now. Yep. And you look up and it's still there.
Yep.
No, wake me up. I'm in a dream. It's a nightmare. Come on, no. This is gonna be their reality.
Yep. And we're saying all that to say, so like you got it, bro.
Yeah, the elders just even said it right there. Scared to death, literally. Yeah, because a lot of these people can't stomach the things that these people from other countries go through. Even just dealing on a natural disaster level, how much more artificially crafted, right? Esau's gonna be coming up with all kinds of different shit to fuck with people's minds. They got deep fake, all these different things. The Lord's gonna put that spirit on them because remember, the judgments have to fit the time in which the judgments are occurring in, right? A nuclear missile wouldn't make sense back during the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? But fire and brimstone from heaven makes sense, you see? But today's day and age, if you were to say, it's raining fire from heaven, that's not something that will make sense as much as to see, nuclear missiles came and destroyed the earth. Like, oh shit, like they destroyed America. You know what I'm saying? So it's all the ages technology aids in whatever happens to it at that time, however it goes down and so on and so forth. Like for example, the Romans had their military was very strong, hence they used their military to go around conquering the world, right? In this day and age, America uses intelligence, what they call intelligence, right? For example, if something was to go down, the first people that the president will call into his office is the intelligence team, right? I need intelligence. Call them in, and then they come around. They call the Oval, right? They come around. They circle around that table. They got this big ass screen, and then they going in. Oh, the CIA is here. The FBI is here. The this is here. The NSA, and they're all in there. The chief of staff, all this, and they're all in there. And then they tell, if we go here, this gonna happen. If we do this gonna happen. They give him the whole briefing, and then he makes a decision from there. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. The Lord's gonna put that spirit on them, where they're gonna think AI is gonna be the one to save the day, but then the Lord's gonna turn AI on them, and that's gonna be a thing in and of itself. They're gonna be using AI, and Esau gonna be like, "Wait, is this real or is this AI? Like, what we doing here?" Like, they're gonna be confused at their own work, and that goes to show you that they're not in control. It's the Heavenly Father who's in control of all these things. All right. Brother posted in the chat. It says they took the oath of the graduation yesterday, and they mentioned spells and stuff, and they all said, "I will and I do," just like that. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because this system is built on witchcraft.
Yep.
All right. America was founded on sorcery and witchcraft, man. All right. Boy, you need to stop. All right. So that's why you're seeing the fruits of their labor. Everything that's coming around now is all coming to the forefront that, damn, this place was literally built on witchcraft, man. The founding fathers, the oaths that they took, right? The buildings that they created was all in the name of their gods that go back to the Babylonians. Okay, so you got it, bro.
Yeah, and it's not a big. It's a light thing for demons or angels to control AI. You know what I'm saying? Like, AI is still technology. Technology at the core of it is just like driven by electricity, right? Giving it instructions. So if a demon just hops on there and just starts, like, That's how a chariot can just fly over, you know, a certain nuclear base or whatnot and set off the controls to have it, you know, launch a missile or do something to that effect. It's just instructions that it sends. And if the angels can manipulate elements, why wouldn't they be able to manipulate that? You know, so like the movie I, Robot, look at it to where these, here it is, all hell's breaking loose. And these factories that have these robots, they come out. And even these animals, like there's a TV show called Zoo, where you got these animals that are, you know, basically they're coming after humans, and they're intelligent, you know, coordinating with each other and everything.
It was called the Defiant Gene. Like their pupil would blot out, and it would like I guess it would bleed out.
Mhm.
And you can kind of see like the darkness of the pupil kind of go out their eye.
Mm.
I think I told you about. I think it was like there was a second season where like some little puppy dogs, you know, little dogs, chihuahuas, whatever. They let a man to his death.
Wow.
You would think bulldogs
That's
or your
crazy.
pit bulls do it, but now it was a little innocent little dogs led the man somewhere. And they all, I guess, killed him.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. See, the day of people underestimating the intelligence of animals, that's gonna come to an end, man. Oh, there's that video you sent me, bro, where you had this dude that went to the zoo and with I think it was like with monkeys or apes. You know, he basically goes and he starts like banging on the jumping in front of the glass, and then the ape comes back and just starts like joining him and shit. Them apes know exactly what they're doing. Like literally, man, they're like one of the most intelligent creatures out there, man. They understand what they're doing. Like there's videos where you have people they think it's amusing. Oh wow, it's intelligent. You know, they'll go and sit there next to an orangutan and then take a picture. And here it is, the orangutan is just sitting there. He would maybe take off the shades, put it on. You know, if it's a chick, you know, put his arm around, you know, give her a little kiss and shit. Then next thing you know, his hands are scooping up on her melons. You know what I'm saying? And he knows exactly. And then they pop the upper lip and smile and shit. And then they, you know what I'm saying? And these, you know, these, oh my gosh, stop. And you know, he's getting closer and shit. They know exactly what they're doing. People talk about, haha, that's so funny. Oh my, I can't believe he did that. All right. Why do you think the concept of Planet of the Apes is there? And they're using these apes. So they try to exacerbate it a little bit to where now they can talk. Guess what? All the things that these enhanced apes can do, guess what? These apes are actually able to do these things. They obviously just can't speak English to you, you know, but they know how to do all these things. There's a I forgot which I forgot what animal it was, but there was I think it might have been apes where one of them was throwing either rocks or something at the people at the zoo. And then the mother came from behind with like some bush and just like smacked him in the back of the head and just like took his ass back. So like they know they haven't. That's like what a real person would do. Your child is misbehaving, hey, you know what I'm saying? You discipline them and shit. You know, so these animals, man, remember, the Most High is a God of wisdom. All these animals have like a pigeon in the road. It's in the road, but when the car comes, it knows to fly out of the way. You know, so they have intelligence, man. But people, especially in America, are isolated from wildlife or just nature, period, to where they don't actually have that interaction with nature. There's some countries where you got monkeys that are actually helping in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? They taking like whatever it's like maybe like some herbs that are shelled, and then they'll open it, break it, and then put it inside a bucket. Open it, break it, put it in a bucket. There's actually a country where this dude is actually able to send his monkey to the store to buy products that he needs. And guess what? The monkey either goes on a bike or on the back of a dog. And the dude gives it the money, and then it gets on the back. It knows exactly where to go. It takes the money over there, right? And then the dude gives it the bag that he needs, and then he comes back to the owner. How is it able to do that? There was a video of one of them where this pizza guy came to deliver pizza, and a monkey basically received it, dressed like a human. You know, he basically opened the door, got the pizza, gave him the money, and walked back. So let's bring this back a little. Yep. So it's going to show you, man. You know, it's all good. You know, nature is intelligent, and that's why the scriptures tell you watch the animals, and you can learn from them. You know, you can definitely learn. You know, you can learn a thing or two. Anyway, where we at?
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon.
All right.
This is one video I just want to mention real quick of this Moabite. He starts smacking. There's a bunch of bees, a swarm of bees, and he starts smacking them with a bottle. Smacking them. He probably killed a few of them. So then the next clip is him on the floor. bites all, stings all over his face. There's somebody else next to him, some other dude that wasn't even maybe the dude that was recording it.
Mhm.
So y'all gonna learn to respect Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and his creation, man.
That's right.
Slaki, if I could mention real quick, they call them the John Wick of Hornets. I forgot what they're called. But they were roaming around. They're called the John Wicks. They have photographic memory.
Oh
They
shit.
can remember your face. So, no, it may sound funny, but it's true. I forgot the name of them specifically, but they call them the John Wick of Hornets. Just look it up and you'll find them. They're like oranges or oranges. They have photographic memory, meaning that look, if you mess with them, right, they can remember you from days later and come after you and things like that. That's why they call them the John Wick of Hornets. If anything, they'll even have gangs of their friends, other Hornets, come and fuck with you as well because you fuck with them. This may sound funny. This may sound like, oh, that sounds made up, but no. That's why they call it John Wick of Hornets. You mess with them, they're gonna mess with you. What happened in the John Wick movie? When he killed his dog, what? He came after you. That's what pretty much they do. I forgot what they're called though, but they're Hornets.
Yeah, and them hornets are dangerous, man. They are dangerous. I don't know. They can kill you. Yeah, they can kill you. So don't mess with them. And he knows what you look like. You got it.
Wisdom of Solomon 17:10. They died for fear, denying that they saw the air, which could of no side be avoided.
Yeah, so keep in mind, this was a form of judgment the Lord brought upon the Egyptians for oppressing us, right? And the Lord said in this time, as a punishment for really the earth, but primarily Jacob, which are you Israelites, for the same things you're doing right now, the Lord said he's going to bring a punishment far worse than this. And yet you have people with all their pride that pretty much say to the Lord, bring it on. You know, bring it. We can handle it. You know, because they don't actually believe that these things either A, happened or are going to happen. But guess what? It is going to happen. And when that time comes, you'll find yourself in the worst possible situation you could have ever been in. Because here it is, you're scared of a rat, you're scared of a roach, you're scared of a fly. How are you going to stand against an actual demon? What are you going to do when maybe you're at a bus stop and there, you know, on them bus stops, there's like they have like posters of new movies coming out. And maybe you're at a bus stop and you see a poster of Chucky, and damn near Chucky jumps out the poster at you, you know? Or those gargoyle statues just come to life and just start flying and shit. What do you do when these things happen? These things that literally you considered absolutely impossible. There's no way that can actually happen, but it actually happens. You're gonna die for fear.
So like, I just want to bring this back up. So I still can't find the name, but it says they are called the John Wick of Hornets, and I'll tell you why. Because of their photographic memory, they can survive underwater, and they live up to half of a year. And the angrier they are, the longer they survive.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Literally a spirit of vengeance there.
You got a reason to live.
Yeah, you got a
Kill
reason.
this nigga.
So after he kills you, he's done. He's gone. Yo, but that's nature. That's a part of the Most High's creation, and he has control over that. So here it is. The Lord might say, and the thing about hornets is they can find you. You know, I mean,
This one.
yeah, they can find you because they can come through they can come through vents, they can come through windows, you know. So here it is, you sleeping, and this is the buzz. What's up, man?
Yeah, you're gonna piss him off, so he's gonna live longer because he's angrier. But think about it: a hornet being angry, that's a human emotion.
Crazy,
What is that? What does a bug know about? Okay, buddy, really? What does a bug know about human emotion? But what? That's to show you what the pretty much the nature of the Heavenly Father. What He put that into that creature to be like that. That isn't just come from a big bang of okay, an explosion. Okay, a hornet. Now it just feels angry and it can live up longer if it. That's like the Hulk. The Hulk is stronger when he gets angry.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Wisdom of Solomon 17:11. For wickedness, condemned by her own witness, is very timorous, and being pressed with conscience, always forecasteth grievous things. For fear is nothing else.
No, I think they're seeing pictures. Yeah, go ahead.
For fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors which reason offereth.
So succor is like the comfort, right? That reason offers. So you may get startled at first, but then you reason it out and you're like, oh, okay, never mind. So that was just that. Okay, cool. Fear is the betraying of the comfort that reasoning offereth. So when you can't reason something and make sense of it, That is where fear comes in. That's why people fear what they don't know or what they don't understand. If they're afraid of it because they can't gain comfort or stability from an understanding because they don't have that understanding. And that's like things that are unpredictable are more scary because you don't know from a can of paint what is going to happen. Is it going to do this? Is it going to do that? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? You don't know. What's that?
The Most High.
Yeah, the Most High. So that's what fear is, and the Most High basically put this on the highest setting that He could put for them, to where they couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, the Lord is keeping things calm, man. You know, His creation is about to turn up, though.
Yeah.
See, you can have reason when you see things is in a peaceful state like this. Now, imagine that tree get up and impale a man.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna be sitting here like, what the fuck did I just see? Nah, I can't. No, this can't.
Then it goes
be.
back to the way it was.
Yeah, then it just goes back into the ground.
Now you want the ocean pass by.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, you people, reason is gonna betray you because physics is gonna be defeated. You know, the laws of physics, the Lord is just gonna say, all right, we're just gonna change the rules for today.
Right, because He created it.
Right.
You know? That he caused the earth to open up and swallow a bunch of people and then close back up. Now the Lord can do it to where it closes up and you can't see cracks, you can't see anything. You're like, what the hell? Like, people were standing right here a second ago. Now they're inside the earth and there's no trace of this actually happening. That's the Most High. Yeah.
So, just to add on to what the brother was saying as well, you know, that's not far-fetched with a tree coming to life, because what did John say to those wicked scribes and Pharisees? He said to them, roughly paraphrasing, don't think that you have Abraham as your father, for the Most High is able of these stones to raise up seed unto Abraham. So John was saying, look, the Most High could use stones itself. Here it is, this lifeless thing that's just on the floor, but He can make them up to be seeds of Abraham. So like what you're saying, it's nothing for the Heavenly Father. I mean, already if you look at it, it has like arms. It can just start grabbing people.
But it grows. Yeah. But what's interesting too is like even with stones, there are certain kinds of stones, right? Like the stones that were put in the breastplate of the priest for the Urim and the Thummim. Guess what? You got stones that light up. How is that possible? You know. So there's a whole bunch of aspects of the Most High's creation that we literally have no clue about. You know, but hey, what the scriptures say that when the Most High, when Yahweh Shai comes back, then that which is in part will be made whole. So we're gonna gain understanding of all these different things, but it's definitely gonna be a time of survival. You know, like the time of Jacob's trouble is gonna be like a survival movie. Literally, you're gonna start off with a bunch of people, and the numbers are just gonna get lower and lower and lower. And by the time the Lord comes back, it's gonna be a very, very few number, that is left. Okay. Survival of the fittest, and in this case, the fittest are going to be the elect.
Lively stones.
Exactly, lively stones. Yep. So let's actually go. Oh, also you have stones that have certain healing properties. You know. Let's go to. Were you in the middle of a verse?
Let me see. Yeah, there's that was it. That we were up to 12.
Okay, let's jump from here to Isaiah 13 and 12. You can bring out your precept. We'll get that and then we can close it up.
This is Psalm 78 and verse 49. I'm hit the point 49, but when you go through this chapter, this Psalm 78 pretty much goes into what the Heavenly Father did to Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
So it says, verse 49, He cast upon them the fierceness of His anger, wrath, indignation, and trouble, by sending evil angels among them.
And that's them demons.
Yeah. So just to go back, but hold on, the Heavenly Father sent evil angels on the Egyptians, but I thought He didn't control them. That's okay.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's all good. So now let's jump to that, because like we mentioned, guess what? Everybody's going to be a target, except for the elect. That's what's going to lead to them being precious. Because look, if you're in a location, all you hear is gunshots, the first thing people look for is cover. Either a car or try to run into a building or something like that. So at that point, these things become like the number one thing you're looking for. If there's a food shortage, the first thing you're looking for is food. When they had the baby formula shortage, that was the number one thing people were looking for. Now it went from being on just regular on your list to being one of your top priorities, right? Because all of a sudden it became scarce. So when all hell starts breaking loose, people are going to be looking for protection. They're going to be looking to be provided for. This is going to be men, women, and children. Okay? And that protection and provision is going to lie with the men of the Lord. That's in 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter. That's in Isaiah, the 65th chapter. Okay? And not only is it that the Lord is going to protect us in this way, but he is also going to bless us with the wisdom and knowledge, Brakatah, to be able to make these decisions, okay, on knowing what to do and what not to do. Knowing, okay, we've come to a fork in the road. Do we take the path on the right? Do we take the path on the left? The Spirit is going to guide you to where you take the correct path, and then you might find out what would have happened if you had taken the incorrect path. And that is going to show those that are around you, like, yo, I need to be around this guy because my dumb ass probably thought we should have taken the other path. And if we did that, we would have got, smoked. But for some way, somehow, he just knew that we should take this path. So whatever situation comes about, you just know what to do in that situation. You just know how to maneuver, and you're calm about it. That is a part of the stability that the Lord will bless us with. That comes with serving the Lord. You got it, bro.
Yeah, I was also going to mention chariots are also going to pop up. Chariots are not going to just not be there. Chariots are going to be there.
Right.
They were there during when the Lord was born. They were there for us during Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Was not the Lord in the chariot itself leading us out of Egypt?
Right.
Since it was a fire by night, but a pillar of smoke by day.
Yep.
I'm sorry, not pillar of smoke, but cloud by day.
Right.
So chariots are going to be there as well. They may not know what that is in the sky, but you're following it. Because I believe with the wise men, it says that they led them to where Yahushua was.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lord could use that chariot to lead you to where food is, lead you to where shelter is, and your family is following you. Like, how the hell does he know where to go?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, just follow me. He seems to know what he's doing. Yep. And then what? What is it? Mini salvation, where you find something like that movie, Leave the World Behind.
Yep.
The girl she found.
Oh yeah, all that. Yep. The Lord could do that, and the Lord, like, that's the beautiful thing about the Lord is that, like, where else are you gonna get that? So here it is. Guess what? We're busy doing the work of the Lord. The Lord can have somebody else busy stocking up with some solid bunker, stocking up food, water, all of these things, just so when the time comes, they get taken out and the Lord leads you over there. Like, that's how the Lord sets these things up. And that's why he said, don't worry about tomorrow. Like, I already got somebody taking care of that. And you have no idea what I got. Just worry about you doing this. I'll take care of the rest. I'm going to take care of the rest so you can focus on doing this. That's it. And that just makes our life much easier. If you can just live your life, just do what the Lord says, and he'll take care of the rest. If it's a job insecurity, if it's money, if it's protection, if it's you're in trouble, all of those things, just offload it to the Lord and focus on the one thing he wants you to do. Isaiah, right? Okay.
Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
Yeah, the Most High is going to make a man more precious than fine gold. You think the Most High is going to make a gangbanger or an extortioner or a wicked individual more precious than fine gold? To them demons, yeah. But he's going to make a man who's been serving him more precious than fine gold. Go ahead.
Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Mm-hmm. And because of that, and those are going to be men of the Lord, they're going to be the most valuable because they're going to know what to do, and they're going to have the Lord on their side. And that's going to be the most important and crucial thing in these times that we're coming into.
So like I was also going to add to what you're saying, because we're going to know the times that we're in, because we're going to know, okay, listen, if Esau comes out with his sea camps, don't be going up in them sea camps.
Right.
Stay away from them. Stay away from a lot of very crowded areas, because something bad could happen and things like that. I guess the movie's coming out later this year. Lord's about to do a lesson on it, because there's some spiritual hints in that movie. A Quiet Place, I guess.
Yeah.
Where they used to, I don't know if you see the trailer, but the bridges went out, and I thought second this was 15, and it's in New York as well. Mm-hmm. So out of all places.
Yep.
So like the brother was saying, that in those times we're gonna know what to do.
Right. You got something, Haran?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you notice how it said, yo, back up, man. You notice how it says, the Lord said he's gonna make a man more precious than fine gold, right? Now, the reason why, anything becomes precious, like you were saying earlier, is about its availability, right? When there's a shortage of something, all of a sudden that thing comes to the forefront of importance, right? Because now like, damn, I'm not gonna have it anymore, right? It's kind of like when a family or somebody that passes away, all of a sudden their memories become heightened in your mind compared to if they were still alive, right? Because that access is gone. So that the Lord is making us so rare Like being a man of the Lord nowadays is so rare because most men are feminine, right? Meaning they don't have faith. A lot of men are becoming very, very, very feminized, right? They trying to blend in with women. You know, we got men nowadays like these TikTok videos. Hey, enough. These TikTok videos, right? A lot of these dudes are doing memes and they got these female voices. You know, they got these female tendencies. You know, you got men who are married and they got their wife at home, but they act like women. You know what I'm saying? It's like they play games with their women, they joke around with their girls and shit. I'll be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this shit makes no sense, right? But a real man who knows what's going on, he has the understanding of prophecy, right? And can also guide a household, be a strength of the house, right? Where you could, you know, no matter what you go through, you go to that man and he's going to be some form of succor, right? For you, that's rare. That's what's making a man more precious, even in these days. So imagine when the shit goes down, right? When we know what to turn from right to left or left to right, go straight, come back, you know, that kind of thing. Like the Lord is actually dealing with you on a physical level where you could hear the voice of the angels. You can hear the voice of Yahushua in your head. You get that a clear guidance, right? They know that angels are with you. Like, yo, this man is precious. They got chariots flying over him. You know what I'm saying? He could teleport. He can go here. He got spiritual power. Like all these different things gonna make us so precious. You know what I'm saying? Where we're gonna be invincible, man. Okay, in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, we could do things that's gonna be unseen or unheard of before. Okay, and that's the power that the Lord is bringing to His men. So you couple all that. There's a reason why it tells you that we're gonna be the Lord's gonna give us fame in the land where we were put to shame. Okay, it tells you that I believe in Wisdom of Solomon, where it says that these are the men that we counted their lives for naught. Right? The Lord also says in Second Ezra that He's going. He says, "Then shall they be known who are my chosen." Okay, so it's going to be special perks, right? Isaiah 65 says that when we're going to eat, they're going to be hungry. We're going to be drinking. They're going to be thirsty, right? We're going to sing for joy of heart, right? And they're going to be sorrowing. See, all these different things we got to think about. Like, damn, like Lord, this is it. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to make these people flock to us. Men going to want to be around us because they know, yo, this is where the protection is at. You know what I'm saying? This is where the wisdom is at. The Lord is really dealing with these men. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I thought I counted their lives for nothing. I used to think, oh, you niggas is wasting your time. Oh, you niggas is still out there, man. Every single week, get a life. Yeah, well, guess what? Now we got that life. And where you at? You're counted in the congregation of the dead. Now go deal with your problems. You know what I'm saying? Go twist and turn around the dead bones over there. Don't come over here where the life is at, like Squidward. You know, you can't have some of this shit. You can't. You know what I'm saying? What's that shell?
The conch shell, yeah.
Yeah, the conch shell. It's gonna keep saying no to you, nigga. You're gonna ask the same questions, but we're gonna be getting answers, and you're gonna be left in the dark. You know, depart from me, for I never knew you. That's the spirit that the Lord is gonna be giving a lot of people, is a cold shoulder, and that shit hurts when you need help and somebody that you know got it and they don't help you. That shit hurts like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
You know, like damn, bro, bro, just open the door, bro. Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
Damn.
Coming in here. You know, that's the spirit that we're gonna be in. And that's gonna make us even that much more precious. Because now you can't have access to us. That's what's gonna burn the most. Right? Amos 8:11. The fact that you can't have access to us is gonna burn the most, man. All right? So take it, get it while you still can, because very soon it could happen any day. Very soon, the Lord is going to take us off the streets, right? And then we're going to be the main attraction. Esau's after us, Jacob is after us, everybody's after us, right? For different reasons. But the Lord says, no, you can't have them. They're mine. Okay, those are mine elect. Nobody can have us except for the Lord, man. All right? So get it while you can, man. That's it. You got it, bros.
That's right. So yeah, we're pretty much gonna end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Rakat Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.
Hey, shalom to you, brothers. Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Brakatham. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.